Hello, YouTube. It is Dr. Lisa Launch Your Income. How are you doing this Thursday morning? So I appreciate you all being here. I appreciate you joining me. Thank you so much for being here. We're going to get connected in just a quick second. I appreciate all of you coming in and supporting. And we are going to get started shortly. Um, and we will connect. Let's see. I'm going to make sure I say hello. And go ahead and send a message. How are you, friends? How you doing? How's everything? I got feedback. I was coming into I was going to send a message. Let me get out of this live. I was on my screen here, seeing if it showed up. I'm checking now because it wasn't showing up before for me. Thank you so much. Good morning. Good morning. Switching over to my TikTok, and happy Thursday morning. I look forward to connecting with you tomorrow. Got my questions going. I appreciate that and all the support. I did like it. I sure did. Thank you so much. I sure did. I did like it while I was over there on the other screen. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here. And I'm setting my TikTok. Let's see, go that way a little bit. And then we'll come here. Just making sure it's not in the screen. How's everything going for you? When I get on, I'm trailing behind so bad. I gotta figure out my timing because I take my preschooler to preschool essentially, and then by the time I get back and get myself situated, it's 10 o'clock comes so quickly, and then I'm checking some emails and stuff. So before I know it, it is 10 o'clock, and I'm like, oh, let me get set up. So I got to figure out my timing on this. I probably should start around 9:30 with doing both systems. Excellent. I had a great time last night. Would love your feedback on if you get a chance. Yes. I had back-to-back meetings. So you said the recording's available. Yes, I know the feeling. Yep. The recording's available. I know that much. So I'm going to make a point to watch that. I can watch it actually after this. Or were you talking about TikTok? Let me know if you're talking about TikTok. I think you're talking about YouTube because you did your 6 p.m. demystifying. Yes. Okay. And you say, yes, the recording's available. Yeah. Ironically, I had somebody book a meeting for my live or for a consultation. And then my son's preschool parent-teacher meeting got scheduled. My last night. Okay, awesome. His parent-teacher meeting got scheduled. So I ended up having to switch that person to the time. I would have been able to come in on your live. So I doubled. I actually had myself triple booked because there was somebody else I was supposed to be meeting with and I had to move them too. So yesterday was just a bad occurrence of things that was happening. So I was like, okay, I need to get my systems in place. I know that much. I am moving. Things are moving and rolling now. And so now I got to do some back end system stuff. But you know what? I understand completely. Yeah. So, but that's the fun part. So I'm not complaining. It's just now I note to self, I need to do things differently. But hello. So people who see this recording, you're hearing real interaction, real talk from a person who is on this journey. As we grow, we adjust. That's it. That's it. You are seeing it real time. I'm like, okay, let me figure out what am I doing and get everything in place. You don't know that you have to do that until you have to do that. You're put in the situation. So now I'm dealing with that. So I'm going to get better. All right. I'm ready to go live on TikTok. Thank you so much. I appreciate you being here. Okay. Good morning, TikTok. It is Dr. Lisa Launch Your Income. I appreciate you being here. We are going live on TikTok and YouTube. So I want to make sure you all know that. This is my go live, my level up conversation, go live with ease, go live and show your expertise. So monetize your expertise to your target audience. So I want you to be intentional about who you are talking to, how you are supporting them, and you want to go live and offer them solutions. How you doing, Willie? Thank you so much for being here. Big, thank you so much for joining. We're going to get started in 1 second. We're going to let our friends come on in and join us. I appreciate you being here. How you doing, Doc? I see you coming in. So let me know where you're from. Let's connect. Profit Streams, how you doing, friend? How's everything going? How is your live journey going as well? Thank you so much. I see your friend. Thank you so much for being here. Alice, thank you for joining. Concord, thank you for joining. Florence, how you doing, friend? How's everything going? Tracy, thank you for joining as well. I appreciate you being here. So we're going to get started. How you doing, AP? And Brandon, thank you so much, Brand. I think that's it. How you doing, friend? Alicia, thank you so much. My friends coming in, getting their points, getting that daily heartbeat. I appreciate you coming in for that. Hey, it's going well. I'm about to go on in a few minutes. Look at you. Congratulations. Thank you so much. Hello, how am I? I'm doing well, Florence. How's everything going? How is everything going? Thank you so much, friends. So as we come in, I want to make sure you guys are connected and growing. We're going to talk about all things going live. I am going to be on. I got a couple meetings also, so I don't know if I'm going to be on super long. I'll probably go for about 90 minutes. So this will be an efficient conversation. Just want to show some love. I appreciate your friend. I thank you so much, and I will be reciprocating. Thank you so much. With love, how you doing, Bree? Come on in, get your daily heartbeat. So we're going to chat it up. I want to make sure people know how to engage effectively, and then we're going to talk about how do you level up. So my friends who are here, you're thinking about your next move, what else you should be doing or could be doing. We're going to talk about that as well. Bree, look at you. You've reached level 10. I appreciate you being here. You said I'm teaching you all time management. So I'm co-streaming on YouTube. I say that all the time. I'm co-streaming on YouTube. So my moderator, yes, Michelle Crochets, I want you all to connect with her. She is over on the YouTube channel. She's in the chat. You can get guidance from her. She is awesome when it comes to YouTube. She has a channel that is that has grown tremendously. And so she can give you tips and strategies on YouTube. So definitely want you to connect with her. My channel for YouTube, my live stream is Dr. Lisa Launch Your Income. Same name as here. But I want you to go over there, follow me, put a comment in, like, and subscribe. Okay. So we're going to talk about that a little bit more and definitely connect with Yes Michelle Crochets while she's over there. You have to give her YouTube name. That's it. Yes Michelle Crochets. Yes, Michelle Crochets. That's her YouTube name. So she is over there. She's branded over here as Yes, Michelle Crochets, as well as on YouTube. So my friends who are coming in, thank you so much. The caregiver coach, how you doing, friend? I appreciate you being here. Okay, yes, yep. So I thank you all for coming in and showing up. We're going to get chatting soon. I'm going to start sharing my live. So these are things that you want to do early on to activate your live. Share your live. If you hit the arrow below, it allows you to share it out. And then also, if you touch my nose or glasses, it allows you to share the live to your top supporters so people know that you're here, you are engaging, and people can come in and get their engagement points as well. And so you want to get going there. How you doing, Christina? Thank you so much for being here. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. And so we'll get connecting. Ray, thank you so much for being here. Thank you all who are sharing out the live and liking the live. Fantastic. How you doing, friend? Thank you so much. I appreciate all the support. Look at you guys sharing the live out. Thank you so much for that support. Christina, how's everything going? And you reached a level 11. Awesome. Look at there. Look at there, friend. You guys are doing it. How you doing? Thank you so much. Eloisa, thank you so much for being here as well. So here's what I'm going to talk about. We're going to talk about going live. I activate the room. You guys are sharing the live. Thank you so much. We're going to tap the screen. We'll get the taps in because right now it's at 1.3K. As you are doing this, so what I tell you to do, like in those first 5-10 minutes, activate your room. People have so many different strategies. So let me say this because I know some of you are like, okay, how do I do this and stay authentic to who I am and how I engage with my audience? And so what I tell people, you just share how to be a top engager. When I come on live, I tell you all the time, like, When we come in this room, we are in a relationship. It takes all of us to get the live going and to get things activated. So that's a big piece of it. So you want to know, you want to make sure people know how to engage. And you can tell them, tapping the screen to support, you get points for that. You can let them know sharing out the live, you get points for. You can let them know getting the daily heart me. There's 45 points for that. You need to have coins in your account. And then gifting. Gifting is a big piece of it. TikTok wants you to gift. And then TikTok, thank you so much. I appreciate the teddy bear. And so TikTok will see all that, and that activates the room. Now, at some point, they'll probably do the flash goal, and I'll do that as well. But that's a great way to get people to start coming in and supporting. Thank you so much, Fran. I see you. Thank you so much. I appreciate all the support. How you doing, Coppercat? I appreciate you being here too. And so I tell people you want to pay attention to people who are up here, engage them fully. Anointed, thank you so much, as well as who's in the room. Okay, so people who are in the room, if you click the number, it shows you how people are leveling up. How you doing, Doquan? Thank you so much. Duquan, I appreciate you being here as well. Coppercat, thank you so much. I appreciate you. With love, thank you so much. I see you. Appreciate you so much. And so all that matters in terms of how your room is activated. So we're going to get to chatting and stuff. The room will grow. And I tell you, this is my level up. You always make me smile when I see your face. Thank you so much. We're going to cheer to that. Mariex, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I appreciate you all being here. So I like the live experience. This is such a uh when I think about doing this, I feel like I found my purpose. So I'd say that out loud because I want you all to think about, okay, going to live, if you're going to do the go live journey, what does it mean to you? Are you finding your purpose? Are you talking about your passion? Maybe there's a topic that you're really interested in and you're bringing that to your audience and they're engaging and they're connecting back. So that's how I feel. I feel like I'm helping. I feel like I'm serving, but I do feel like I found my purpose. So I appreciate all the support, you all. I do appreciate it. So come on in. Thank you so much. You said awesome. Thank you so much. So, and like I said, you guys are helping to activate the room by liking the live, sharing the live, and commenting. All that helps to support the live. And so you want to tell your audience that you want to share ways that they can get points and level up. So the blue box is part of that. And I don't know if I have any new people in the room. If you're new, let me know because we'll talk about how do you get a blue box if you don't know what that is. Good morning, Dr. Lisa. How you doing? Hope everyone's well and your husband, your family, your son, and your family doing good this morning. We are awesome. Do most live streamers use a noise box? Or do you recommend? Noise box is the clapping and sound effects. That's called sound effects. So when you're in your live, there's an enhance button. People do clip and do that as a sound effect just to give a little bit more enhancement to the room. So when you think about cheering, clapping, laughing, so those are the sound effects. So you do see it quite a bit. People do integrate that into their live. And the sound effects there's probably about 20 different effects you can use that are there. Maybe about 15 different effects that are there. So I would say get used to it. Bring that into the live as well. That's totally fine. Hello, everyone. How you doing, Nene? Nene, is that it, Nene? Thank you for your answer. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you for your question. I appreciate that. So let me say this. I appreciate the rose too. Let me say this. I do answer questions. I control my chat in this TikTok. Thank you so much, Argro. Appreciate you, friend. Good morning. How you doing, friend? In this particular chat, I don't use a moderator. I see your questions. I'm connecting with you. I'm supporting you. So I'm here with you. Thank you, my friend from Pennsylvania. Good morning to you. And then as you are doing your live, I recommend that you are able to connect with your audience. People want to feel seen and heard. People want to feel like their questions matter. And I try to bring that to this space where I'm here with you. We're connecting. Maria, I see your friend. And we're connecting, we're growing. So I want you to feel like you can come here and ask questions. As beginners, we navigate these TikTok streets and we're trying to figure out, okay, how does all this work? And I want you to be able to come here and get answers to those questions. Okay. So if you have questions, put them in the chat. I'm happy to answer them. If I do not see your question, you might have been filtered because TikTok will filter your question depending on the words you use, or B, the chat got to chatting and somehow it got away from me, but that is not often. So I try not to do that. Now, I will say this. Let me get my little commercial real quick. Thank you so much, our girl, Popular Live. I see your friend. Thank you so much. I see all y'all coming in, supporting. I appreciate it. That's what we need. We're gonna grow, move up in the rankings. I appreciate it. Oh, I see 3 sub tiers. Go you. It's Keisha. How you doing, friend? Hey. I launched the other 2 sub tiers last week. I sure did. It was last Wednesday. And so the other tier, and I do have some people who've gotten the tier. So I want to, since you brought it up, num num. How you doing, Keisha? Since you brought it up, let me talk about my subscriptions. I do have 3 tiers. The standard one is for $2.99. TikTok has a sale there, so you can get it for discount. I think the first month is $2.69. Look at you. I appreciate the campfire. Thank you, Florence, for the campfire. You said you were hot. I appreciate that. Thank you so much, friend. Um, So I do have that one. I do a sub only live. The standard is actually for all 3 tiers. So you get all standard with all 3 of them. But essentially, sub only live. My next sub only live is going to be Wednesday, the 30th. So I try to do them every other week. So I'm going to do 3 in the month of April. And so I'll do another one next Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. And then I also do sub only videos as well as a sub only chat. And then there's the sub only stickers. And then the other 2 levels, the 2 new ones, is the premium and the deluxe level. Premium is where you can get me to do a profile review. I talk about branding. I want to make sure your brand is consistent across everything you do. Thank you so much, Miss TLC. So as your audience, as you're talking to your audience, they know what you're representing in all of your content and in your live stream. You want to make sure that brand is from your nickname that's above your profile, your username. You want consistency in most cases in that way, as well as in your bio. Okay. The words in your bio, those keywords matter. So, my friends who don't have bios, that's your homework. You got to have some words in your bio. We want to make sure those words are woven into your content. So there's an alignment between what you have in those words in the bio to what you are producing content on. Okay. So you want to make sure that consistency is there. And then as you have words in those bio, people who are looking for that type of content, they will get it. TikTok will push it out to them because TikTok is going to categorize you. So your content gets pushed out to the people who are looking for that. Okay, so I do a profile review and I'll give you some tips. And I'll just put in your DM. We'll communicate when you want that. And then there is my deluxe where I do also a live stream audit. So I will come to your live, give you feedback. Because again, your live needs to represent what you're talking about, your brand to your target audience. So it has to resonate to your target audience. Again, I always say if you're talking to everybody, then you're talking to nobody. Okay. You got to be talking to your audience. You got to help them feel seen and heard and make sure you are connecting and supporting them. Okay. So thank you so much for being here. You said you love you some Dr. Lisa. I appreciate you. You guys are so sweet. I see them sub stickers have come out. Thank you so much, Miss TLC. So I have the 3 levels. It is in there if you want to become a subscriber. The other 2 levels, the prices are in there, and there's also discounts for the first month as well. So you want to make sure you take advantage of that. Thank you so much, Agent Gracefully, for being here. She came flying in at level 30. I see you, friend. And so let you know that blue box that comes in on top, those are people who got their blue box and they know how to level up. You might want to connect with those people. I'm just saying, people. How you doing? Build it, Brandon. How you doing, friend? We're gonna get you a level box too. So the blue boxes, if you're new to my room and you're like, what is she talking about with that blue box? What is that blue box? The blue box, if you look at the names, people have a level. That's their level of engagement. How you doing, Mookie? How you doing, friend? That is their level of engagement. That means that they understand the assignment, okay? For lack of a better word, they get the assignment. They understand that when you show up in a live, you just showed up in a relationship, a whole relationship. We're gonna do the daily heart me. I only need 3. TikTok is like, what? You need 3 daily heart me's. So we're gonna talk about the daily heart me because that's where you get points. That's how you get that blue box. That blue box is represented by you coming in and making sure you click the daily heart me, and you are leveling up intentionally when you get that daily heart me. That means you're a part of my team. It says join my team, but that means you're a member. You showed up, you checked in. That's what that is. That's a check-in. Okay. So you want to make sure when you come in someone's room into their live session, you understand that I'm checking in, I'm here to support, but I'm also here to engage, and I'm also here to level up because I'm here to get all this great information, but I also want to make sure I grow. Okay, so that's what I tell people. I want you to be intentional about your growth strategy. Okay, thank you so much, Miss Darlene. I see your friend. That flash goal is gonna go quick because I mean we're gonna get our 3 engagers really quickly. So I appreciate you. Um, there we go, Karen. We didn't achieve our goal. You know what? I don't know what TikTok was doing this morning. TikTok said we just need 3. We just need 3, y'all. Okay. How many teams can you be on? You can go. Oh, that's a great question, Florence. Daily Heart Me is daily for each live room you go to. So you can go get points. That's what I'm telling y'all. I want y'all to catch what I'm giving you all. If you come to my live, let me show, I'm going to show you real time what I'm talking about. Okay, did it mute me? Angela, it might have. Angela, I see you changed your name, friend. You're not muted anymore. Let me see. I don't think I saw, that's the first time I've seen a message. Yeah, she got muted, but hello, good morning. Good morning, friend. No, it didn't. I see a message. I tried to change my TikTok name, so I needed someone to tell me if it works. It worked. Thank you so much. It worked. Awesome, awesome. I love it. Good name. It worked, friend. Let me ask this though. I'm gonna give you a quick feedback though. Look at Miss TLC. Now, Miss TLC was like you. She changed her name, but she had it all lowercase. I would tell you change your each word, do the uppercase for each word. So Angela is a capital A, every day is a capital E, beautiful is a capital B. So I would do that, do the uppercase for each of those words, for the first letter of each of those words. So that way you can see that distinction. So Miss TLC, she had it lowercase at first. So she's like, let me highlight the TLC in my name. And so that would be my quick recommendation, just because the way it shows up here just seems like one flat word with all the letters blended. So, but I know what you said. I know what you're doing. I appreciate you, friends. New bestie. How you doing, Marie? Thank you so much for being here. I see you all. I sure did. Thank you, Dr. Yes, friend. Yes. Yes, friend. So I see you. Angela, it told me no uppercase allowed. Really? Well, that's not true. It's not true. Yeah, it's not true. I don't know. Hey. So let's go back and see if you could you gotta wait I think you gotta wait 7 days or 14 days. It's a time frame that you gotta wait before you can change it again. But see if you can change it. I would say I would go back and see if it'll allow you to uppercase those letters. Yeah. And so that way you can see that distinction. Yeah. Thank you so much, everybody. I see you all coming in. So here's really quickly the blue boxes. I wanted to point that out because my friends who are like, okay, how do I get my blue box? I want you to be intentional about what you're doing in a live. Okay. So TikTok, I said, TikTok told me to do 3 daily heart meets. There's people coming in to get daily heart meets. How you doing, Mom Talk? I see your friend. If you click the daily heart meet, you need coins. So we talked about tapping the screen. Okay. You can see right here, it says 10K. Tapping the screen. Thank you, Patty. I see your friend. Hi, all. How you doing? When you tap the screen, that supports the room. That is support. You get points for that support. Okay, I want you to understand everything you're doing is intentional. So you get points for that. Sharing the live, that is supporting the room as well. That brings more besties in a room. We are connecting, we're growing. So it's very intentional. So you want to do that as well. And then thank you for I see you, Coach Miss Jessie. I got to check your message. I didn't get a chance to check your IG message you sent me. I will check it after this. I saw it pop in on my top of my phone, but I was mid text message, so I didn't get a chance to go and check it before I got on the live. But I will check it. And then so you can share out the live. That's another way to support. If you hold my glasses or nose, it allows you to share it out to your top supporter. Hold that down and you can share it out. Now, that is free support. My friends who are new to my room, who have never been here, if you want to put new in the chat, we can do that in a second. I want to make sure I see you and connect with you. But the Daily Heartbeat, you need coins. You got to have coins on your account to use it. Okay. So when you are in someone's room, you can do the Daily Heartbeat for each room. That is for the room. That's that orange heart box that represents people coming to my room, coming back again and again and again, getting that Daily Heartbeat each day. Okay. Or at least over the course of 7 days, because it'll go gray if you haven't been back in a week, throughout the week, rather. Thank you so much, friend. So you want to get your Daily Heartbeat. You get 45 points for that. Okay. So now we get into the points part of it. Let me say this first, though. You need coins. So if you go into the gift box, click that. You can recharge and get coins there. Or if you go to the website, www.tiktok.com/symbol, that / coins, COIN. Log in there. You get coins. You get a little bit of a discount there. So I say the website's a little bit more bang for your money. So I want to make sure you we block and mute people in here. People who are inappropriate. Sorry, friend. Um, and so you want to make sure that you get your coins, and so you can fully engage. That's the people with the blue boxes. They are gotten coins and they're fully engaged. So let me talk about the Daily Heartbeat. So when you get 45 points, the screen pops up. I tell you, claim your points. So now TikTok has a new rule. Check in. I tell you to check out, because you got to claim those points. So go back and click the Daily Heartbeat so you can claim your points. On top of that, it says add a comment, get 30 points. So you just got 45 points for clicking the Daily Heartbeat. It's going to give you an additional 30 for putting a comment in. So then you get 75 points in total. Okay. So then I tell you, put words in the comments. So when you put that comment up, no points left behind. When you put the comments in, so now my people were new to me. You can put new, put hi, blue box, something where you're trying to put words in the comment. Because I want you then, thank you so much, friend. I want you then to click your blue box or click your photo so you can see your blue box, see your level. Okay, so my friend Emily, go ahead and I'm sorry, and click your level 4 is grade. That means that you haven't been here over 7 days. You haven't been at a live session and getting. You probably need to reactivate your level by sending a rose. So TikTok says, okay, you've been chilling for a little bit. You haven't been engaging. So if you send a rose or click the Daily Heartbeat, that should bring your box back, your level back. Okay. I just love earning these rewards. There we go. There we go, friend. Absolutely. So after you put your comment in, then you can click your photo. You click your photo, your mini profile pops up. Then click your level. You got to put words in so you can see it. But then click your level. And then once you click your level, you're able to see how many points you've collected. Then there's a / symbol. It tells you the total amount of points you need to get to that next level. And then underneath, there's the difference. That's what I really want you to pay attention to. That number underneath, where it shares how many points you've collected minus the points that you need. That's the difference. Those are the experience points, engagement or experience points. So when you come into someone's live, you just picked up that 75 points because you did the Daily Heartbeat. You got 30 points. You are now engaging. Click and see how many points you need to get another level. And so, Miss Florence, you asked this question earlier. You asked this question like, I can get them at every live? I said yes. And here's the strategy. I just told you how you get 75 points. You go to somebody else's live, you can get 75 points off one coin, just doing what I just said. And so if you know how many points you need, you could be very strategic and say, okay, I'm going to do a little gifting. I know I need to do some gifting. So I'm going to do some gifting over here. And then I know I'm going to go over to this person's live and support them because I'm an engager. So I'm going to go and support their live and I'm going to gift over there. But I'm going to come in the room and get my 75 points first. And I'm going to make sure I claim my points before I leave because TikTok is now making me claim them. And I'm going to keep leveling up. And so you have people, my friend who came in here and had level 30, it goes up to level 50. So, what I'm saying, people are engaging, they're getting leveled up. Now you're going to say, what's the benefit? The benefit is how TikTok treats you. It is an incentive for you to come in and engage so that then TikTok will say, I'm going to give you live access early because I know you must love live. How you doing, Chocolate Dip? I see your friend coming in. Jacqueline, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Jenny, thank you so much for being here. Renee, how you doing, friend? So I want you to be intentional about how you're navigating because it will support you back. Okay. So when I tell you, when you come into a live, you come into a relationship, a whole relationship. Okay. It is a relationship between the three of us, TikTok, you and me. Now TikTok gives live hosts. And so let me know how much I need to go down the live host piece because I want to make sure you guys understand the consistency piece and what does it mean to truly engage. What does it mean to truly engage? So and that's important. And so I want you to make sure that you're engaging in a way that's going to support you. Let's make sure we stay on topic too, friend. I appreciate you being here. Versatile. Good morning. How you doing, Jenny? And so as you are engaging in building your community, then TikTok will say, okay, and I tell you all the time, TikTok, that consistency and engagement, TikTok gives the live host diamonds. Now, what I tell people also, I don't want you to miss out on being a multi-guest for somebody coming into their live and truly engaging because TikTok can give you points, but they also can give you diamonds. So if you're a multi-guest on someone's screen, people can give that person too. So people monetize that way as well. And so there's a lot of people who will just go around to different lives and they're like, you know what? I'm just going to be an engaging person and be a guest on someone's live and I'm going to just hold that role, which is fine. I would tell you there's probably more money to be made if you were a live host. but that could be your strategy. So just recognize that this app is an easy way to monetize if you're consistent and if you are engaging. Okay. So that is how you monetize. Just coming up, showing up, and building your community in an intentional way. And as you come here, it gets easier. Now, with this particular live, I teach you a little bit more because I want you to be able to be an engager, but I also want you to be strategic about how you are leveling up in terms of thinking about your content and your topic and your niche and bringing a solution to your target audience. So you got to know who your target audience is too. Can you say that again for the viewer with diamonds? So when it comes to coming to somebody's live, sorry, Tamara, I'm talking about it. You look so pretty on your YouTube page. Thank you so much. I'm going to give my commercial about YouTube in 1 second. Let me answer Ms. TLC's question. Thank you so much for that. So Ms. TLC, when you are a viewer, there's a feature called multi-guest. You can ask to be someone's guest, especially with the live. So my room, let me just use that. I'm taking notes. So for my room, I don't have a lot of guests that come up. Usually I'll do it every now and then because I can't see the chat as much. And I told you, I like to engage with the chat personally. So I don't see it as much. You said I need a book too. Jacqueline, what book? What you mean? You teach on all platforms. I do a little bit. Let me answer that question in a second, Miss Florence. And so what I will say is when you come into someone's room, and I don't do it as much because when I have the multi-guest feature on, I like to see the chat. So I want to make sure I'm connecting with you. So that is part of why I don't pull guests up too often. I've had guests up when there's a question for the whole room. And then there's times when TikTok is being a little shady with filtering people. And I've had people come up just to ask their question because it was like, I keep getting filtered. So I was like, come on up. Let's have your question get asked that way so I can verbally hear it. So I've done it a little bit in my lives. I don't do it as much. And that's just because of my own way I like to navigate the chat. When it comes to, other rooms you go to, people do use the multi-guest quite a bit. Some people use it, I'll be honest with you, some people use it as a way to kind of facilitate their room. So if you have a guest up and you're able to have that energy of that other person coming in and talking, they like that. So they have guests up quite a bit. The battling and getting people, those are the competition match. That's another way people use it. And so just thinking about different rooms you may visit. And if you are an engaged person, if you come up as a multi-guest, people can gift the guests. So I'm just letting you know, like you can get monetized. People can send the guest gifts. So that is a strategy that some people use. It's like, look, I don't need to have my own live. I just want to be a guest. So that's it. But I would say you want your own live because you are limiting your opportunity. Okay. There's a lot of opportunity when you build your community and you're not just a guest. Girl, I need to get my notebook out and take notes. Is that what it is? I got to get my book. Well, let me say this, Miss Jacqueline. Let me say this. Um, okay, yes, and the host gets a percentage. I don't think so. I don't know. I don't think so. I'm gonna say no. TikTok gets a percentage. TikTok always gets their percentage, but no, I think if somebody sends you as a guest a coins and gifts, you said only in box battles the host gets a percentage. You know what, Alicia, I'm gonna have to ask about that because I told somebody last week, I was like, box battles, I don't understand the gifting payout part for that, so I don't want to talk about it too much. But if you know more, please share. But when it comes to being a guest in somebody's room, and Alicia, let me know because I know you've had guests up maybe a little bit more than I do. But with that being said, the host doesn't get anything from that. It goes straight to the guest. My understanding, like TikTok obviously gets their percentage for everything, but the host box battles, they get 30%. Box battles, so that's the payout because I never understood the payout. So you don't get, because it's 5 minutes for the battle, you don't get you get a percentage of those points essentially that you've earned. Interesting. I never knew that. So that's why I evaded the question because I was like, I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. So when you do a box battle, it's a 30% payout. It's not even 40%. Shady. That's kind of shady TikTok. I don't know if I agree with that TikTok. I don't know if I agree. I think that it is. Yeah. Yeah. So it is a payout for box battles in that way. Okay. For the host. The person who's hosting, host gets 30%. Okay. For box battles in particular. We get a cut for, are we just saying for the box battle? Are we saying anybody who has a multi-guest up, they get a cut of that, the gifts that go to the guest just for the box battle? I think that's it, just for the box battles. Okay. Yeah, that's what I said. I didn't understand the box battle payout. Yeah. Okay. So I'm just saying as a guest, if the guest drops in on its own, the host automatically gets a percentage of the, say that again. The host automatically gets a percentage of guest coins. You're saying for any guest, then anytime you're in a box. Anytime you're in a box. Okay, so it's anytime you are a guest. That's what we're saying. So the guest gets a percentage of anybody who they bring up. Hello, TT family's getting this bag. Yes. So anytime you bring somebody up, you're saying anytime you have somebody up on a box, you get a percentage. Okay. Okay. Gotcha. All right. As well as some people are making in battles. Yeah, that it is a strategy. It is a strategy. It's a whole strategy. Yeah. Yeah. So, and people do it a lot. Again, you got to have a community. I mean, you can't just battle without people supporting. So you need to build your community. So that is a strategy. You got to build your community. So you got to be intentional about showing up and connecting and making sure that you're able to get gifted. And then obviously there are people here, and I'm not going to diminish viewers because there are viewers here that are looking for that entertainment. That's it. They love coming to battles. They love that experience, and that's what they want to do. And they want to support. They want to be a part of that aspect of the app. So I don't want to say that that's not a bad thing because people can navigate and do how they choose to in these TikTok streets, just like in real life. And so at the end of the day, you just want to make sure you're building the right level of support around you. Show up and show out. Yep. Yep. I battle where there's 1,000 people in the room, and that's costly. What do you mean? Tell me more. Like it's costly. Get out your own way, people. Quote of the day. That is a good quote. I'm not diminishing, just saying it can be really good money. Yes, yeah. Yeah. No, I wasn't saying you were diminishing, but I'm just saying as a viewer, people have their own things they like to do. Those battles are addicting. Yes, costly. Yes. Yeah. So people like to support in different ways. So I respect viewers that are looking for that level of entertainment too. Would you like to battle? I I think I am due for one more battle. Yeah, so I haven't done it. I haven't done it in the month of April, and we're now on April 24th. So I think I will try to get one scheduled. We'll see. You see how I did that. I'm like, oh man. If I forgot to make a comment, say that again. If I forgot to make a comment, let me know, Miss Janet. That's the first comment I'm seeing coming in, friend. Um, so yes, I probably will battle. I'm with Gravitas Q and I need to go in. How you doing, Butterfly Kisses? Thank you for joining. I need to go in and schedule it where you can do a requested battle where you essentially put out a request and somebody in the agency will, I guess, pick up that request and you end up battling them. So I did one in March. So I am due to do one in April. I said I'll do one a month. That's probably what I'll do. But you see, I'm like, I'm not in no hurry. I don't know why. It's just something about the thing of battling. It's like, I don't know. We'll see. I'll do it. I went live for the first time last night for 30 minutes. Look at you, Miss Vivian. Congratulations, friend. Awesome. How did it go for you? So when people battle and you gift in your gift, who are the points for them, or do we get a share? That's what I said. I avoided the whole battle breakdown because I don't know. Anybody else in the room know the answer to that question? I don't know the breakdown, and I don't want to say something that is not accurate, but I don't know. I'm going to say I don't know. Can you tell me more about these agencies while the ones you're with? Yes, I can. Good morning to all. Good morning. How you doing? And thank you so much, Katrina. I see you over in my IG room. Let me answer the IG room question too. Do I lose 30 points because I didn't comment early immediately? When you hit the daily, click the daily heart me again. Did you click the daily heart me, Miss Janet? Click it again and see what pops up. Does it allow you to say add a comment for 30 points? Maybe you can go back and add now. So click that so you can get your 30 points for adding the comment. And so I don't know if it doesn't only allow, I don't know if you can go back and do it. So if you click it and it's still there, try to do it. That's what I would do it. They get money and we level up when we buy gifts. Okay, so it's about your level. Gotcha. Okay, so TikTok does it from the blue box perspective. That's the level. Gotcha. Thank you for saying that. Because like I said, I don't want to tell anything about battles because like I said, I'm still learning. I did the one. One I've done, and that's it. And it's been a whole 5-6 weeks later, and I have not done another one. I was so random. 5 diamonds, 1 cent over. Okay, 100 people came through. One person spent 10 minutes. That's good for your first live. Really good. Don't downplay that. That was good. That was a good first live experience, and you did 30 minutes, so that's awesome. So you got to do 2 more to get full feature access. Thank you so much for the gift. I appreciate your friend. I see you coming in. You get points to level up depending on what you send. The person you gift gets diamonds. Gotcha. Yeah, diamonds. I know the live host gets diamonds. I didn't know the percentage. So somebody said 30%. So you're not getting you're not getting 40%. That's one thing. You're getting 30% of it. So that's something to keep in mind too. The higher you level, the more expensive gifts you can buy. So hosts want that. Yep. Yeah, that's a strategy. Goes to level 50. Yep. Yeah, so TikTok wants you to level up. TikTok wants you to give. TikTok gets their percentage. TikTok gets anywhere between 60 to 80%. And it sounds like with battling, they get 70%. That's the way I see it. 30% is box battles. Okay, so yeah, so TikTok gets 70% of it. The host of the battle gets 30. Yep. So just keep that in mind. So again, TikTok wants you to battle. Let me talk about agencies because that question did come up, and let me do. I spent a ton last week trying it out. Did you're level 16? What were you before the week before that? Were you level like 5? You leveled up a few times over. I love it. How you doing, Dee? Appreciate you being here. So let me do my YouTube because somebody asked about YouTube. I want to talk about that real quick, and then I'm going to talk about agencies. I didn't even have a blue box before last week. You said the blue box didn't even exist. Oh my goodness. First time on what is the topic? We're talking about going live. We're going to talk about monetizing our expertise. We're right now talking about the battles and listening. These battles get you caught up. Yeah, they do. They do. Like I said, I'm going to circle back to agencies because I'm going to give you the tea on that too. And Alicia, thank you for telling me that 30%. Now it makes sense. So I'm going to tell you my tea on that. Okay. So really quickly, let me say this real quick. I'm new to live hosting. I'm showing love in these TikTok streets. There you go, friend. Grand Rising family. I want to battle. Well, that's a part of it. Like I said, there's a lot of people who do it. Thank you. So, for real, and some of the creators are good at pushing the team effort. Yep, yep, that's what they do. We love tea. Yep. Okay, so really quickly, YouTube. Somebody asked about that. YouTube. I have a moderator in my YouTube channel, so I am co-streaming on YouTube right now, and I actually will show you real quick. So I'm gonna flip my camera. And so, yes, Michelle Crochets, she is over in the chat. If you want to connect with her, she's over there. She's a great she's really good at YouTube. She's doing it over there, moderating for me right now, but she has a large community growing on YouTube. She's within the crafting niche, but she's somebody you want to connect with if you have YouTube questions. Somebody asked me, like, do I do YouTube? I really don't. I'm still learning YouTube. YouTube is something I'm co-streaming so I can have this particular live saved for you. So somebody earlier said they were taking notes. I actually have it saved in a playlist that's talking about TikTok. So I want you to go there and you can get any of the information we're talking about here. You can go there and look. I tell you with YouTube, I want you to subscribe. My channel is Dr. Lisa Launch Your Income. And then I want you to subscribe, put a comment in. If you go to one of my shorts, that's what I ask people to do. Go to one of my shorts, put a comment there, like, and subscribe last. You always want to subscribe last. You don't want to come in and just start clicking subscribe because YouTube will not approve that subscription a lot of the times. They see it as just fake engagement. So that's why I said go look at a short. You got to watch something. Put a comment in, like it, then click subscribe. And so that way the subscription will go through. And if you do that for me, I will go to your channel because I see your comment. I get a notification. I will see your comment. I will go to your short or your live long form content, view it, comment, subscribe. So I want you all to be able to level up. So I said this is our growth season intentionally. So don't miss out on opportunities to grow your other platforms. I also, and I'll pivot later, I also have an Instagram group chat. People are over there connecting and growing, as well as getting support and access from me. So those are the different things I'm doing. Yeah, I'm co-streaming. So what I'm doing, I have it set up where I'm on my laptop. I got my web camera. I went live on YouTube. YouTube, you got to have 50 subscribers to go live. Okay. 50 subscribers to go live. And so I'm going on live here and I'm literally doing this as I talk to you all. And I'm talking about TikTok, obviously, but I am sharing this to save it so I can have it as another content that you can view. And so, yeah, so you can definitely do that. And you really want to start. I don't want you to be in feeling as if, okay, well, wait a minute, I have to have this perfect. And I have all the things in order for me to start being able to do these other things. Go ahead and start the process. Connect with your community. Start building. How you doing, Simply? I see your friend coming in. Title gifted with the finger hearts. What's the lady's name who should subscribe with? Yes, Michelle Crochets. She actually had a live on YouTube because she's in these TikTok streets as well. She is starting her live journey here, but she's really versed in YouTube. Yes, Michelle Crochet. She's a crocheter. She's in the crafting niche. And so she can help you. She can help you with some of the mechanics or things you need to know about YouTube. She did a live stream yesterday that talked about demystifying YouTube. So she can give you some guidance there. I would definitely connect with her. She's somebody you want to connect with. Me and her, we're meeting weekly because I'm starting this process. And I'm a strong proponent of making sure that I surround myself with people who can help me level up, who can help me understand the different things I'm doing. So I'm in like 5 different mentorship groups because my dissertation was on mentorship. So I believe strongly in you don't know what you don't know. There are people who out there who have paved the way, who have kind of stepped in these shoes before, and you can get tips and strategies from them and get guidance and still be your own authentic self. So just recognizing that's a good way to do it. So yes, Michelle Crochets. And then my channel, where she's moderating, is Dr. Lisa, same name here, Dr. Lisa Launch Your Income. The handler is Launch Your Income, so you can see that. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna pivot and talk about agencies real quick. Can you pin her on here? Can I pin her? Michelle, are you over here? I don't know if she's on. Are you in the room? Somebody pinned her. Tapping and clapping. Thank you so much, friend. I see you. Grand Rising. How's everyone doing? How you doing, Cindy? I see you. Laquana, thank you so much for being here. Yes, that's it. Let me PIN Miss Vivian's comment. That's it. Yes, Michelle Crochets. There you go. That's her. Yeah. And agencies. I am with Gravitas Q. And if I missed the comment, I feel like I missed somebody's comment. I might not have responded. Let me know if I missed a comment, but or a question. I'm with Gravitas Q Agency. So here's the deal. Thank you. You're welcome. Here's the deal when it comes to agencies, and this is probably across the board that agencies are paid by TikTok to make you an effective live host. So because agencies are paid by TikTok, just recognize where people's motivation comes from and how they are supporting you. Okay. So Gravitas Q has great training videos that when it comes to being a new live host, and they focus on new live hosts. I'm just going to say that up front. They're focusing on how to support you in being a live host in building your community, building a community of supporters. Okay. And so because they're building a community of supporters, helping you build a community of supporters, they want you to make sure you're being consistent and engaging and making sure people will want to support you. Okay. That's part of it. On top of that, they require you to commit to being with them at least 20 days out of the month and for about an hour of going live. So you kind of got to know what's being asked of you. Okay. So I caution people, and I just say this up front. You have I think it's a 14-day, 15 day, we'll say 15 days. I might be wrong. It might be 14, but we're going to say 15-day out clause. So if you sign up with an agency, that's under the Creator Networks. When you're on your live platform, scroll down to the box that says Creator Network. When you're there, you have to sign up with an agency out of that area, and they'll give you an invite code, and you can cancel out of there as well. But they want you to go live 20 days out the month for at least an hour each time. They're trying to get you used to being a live host, showing up, being consistent. And you have this 15-day out clause. So what I tell people who are new, because they want to get you when you're new, they'll probably reach out within your first week and a half. Do your research. Maybe ask other people what agencies they are with. And so you get a better understanding of what they're going to offer you. Now, you shouldn't have to pay an agency. So that's one thing. If you're asked to pay anything, then that's a no-no. Or you shouldn't consider that agency. But with that being said, what I've learned and what I know is that the training is good. I think I'm at a point, though, that I got the training. I understand what I need to do. And their goal is to make sure you're battling. So understand how they're paid. They're paid by TikTok. If they're pushing battles, and I didn't realize battles was only a 30% percentage for the live host versus normally 40. Okay. So if they're pushing battles, then they're saying, okay, well, we got to pay these agencies too with some of that money. So the agencies are pushing battles so that they can get their pay too. Just saying. That's my takeaway from that. Somebody else can tell me otherwise, but that's my takeaway. Okay. But just know what's motivating people. So all you get once you come into an agency, you'll see a lot of encouragement to battle. A lot of it. At least that's what I'm seeing from Gravitas. So I will say that. So I'm gonna leave that there. Let me get some comments. You missed about the person that went live telling you how it went. Oh, I saw. Oh, okay. Thank you. I got to go back and see that. I saw it once. Please be sure to like. Oh, thank you so much. The math is mathing much better in my head. Exactly. It's mathing in my head too. That's what's happening. So now that's how it goes down. So just know what the motivation is for. And so here's the deal. And because I teach about going live and obviously I don't necessarily battle like that. So, that's not something that I'm actually interested in doing. So I would love to hear, because I say launch your income, I would love to hear other ways you can think about monetization. And so I would love to hear other ways that they can talk about monetization with me. I would love to hear more tips and strategies surrounding, okay, how do you think about I talk about subscriptions all the time. Okay, what are some other things that you can think about with subscriptions? Those are things that I would like for them to talk about. I would love for them to talk about other ways that you can build your community and build people being a part and other things you can bring to the live stream process besides just battling. So that's me. Now you got me on a rant a little bit. Um, I'm so petrified about going live. Don't go. I teach that. Um, I missed if you said which agency you belong to. I belong to Gravitas Q. So yeah, I'm with Gravitas Q, friend. Yeah. Hey, how you doing, Lori? I appreciate you. Uh, I'm so petrified about going live. Be enchanted. You're fine. That's good. I missed if you. Um, and so yeah. Yeah, I'm with Gravitas Q. I am, if you are interested in Gravitas Q, let me say this. I'm not going to share that that's not a good agency, but I just say know what their motivation is. That's all I'm saying. Gravitas is good training. Don't get me wrong. The training videos that they have out there, I went through all of them, and I intentionally made sure that I understand what they were offering and implemented a lot of the stuff in my life. And so I would say they're a good agency, but again, just know what's motivating them. I say follow the money. So if TikTok is telling them to is paying them, and then all you see is these battle things that's going in, and that's why I said, oh, if I battle, I guess I got to submit a request, and that's all I see from them. So I want to make sure, okay, if I'm with an agency, what else are you offering me? What else could you provide me that's not just you know self-serving for them? And so I want to be a little bit more intentional on that. So here's the downside. If you go with an agency and you go beyond that 15 days, you can always leave. I think you give a 30-day notice, but you can't jump to another agency, I believe, for 90 days. So you're waiting. You're waiting essentially 3 months before you can go to another agency. And that's fine because, again, you just got to know what you're getting. I've heard from some live hosts that their agency doesn't push battles. So maybe there are some. Okay, that's good. That's good. And that's why I said I need to do some more research. Good information to know. Yeah. Yeah. So if you are interested in Gravitas, send me a DM. I'll send you the referral link. But at the end of the day, I would say do your research. That's why I started this conversation. Do your research. Know what the other agencies are that are out there. This is the go for. You're welcome. Thank you so much. Yes, Michelle, I appreciate you. Yeah, just do your research. My purpose here is to support you and help you, and I give it to you the way I see it. Um, I'm all about making money. So that's what I talk about here. Other ways you can make money. I don't diminish battling, but I do think there is something to be said about making sure you build a team where you're supporting each other. And what else are you offering people? So what I say, I'm a learn room. I want to teach you how to go live with ease, with confidence, with comfort. And I want you to build your community so that they can support you in a way that you can get monetized here, but even beyond here. Okay. So this goes beyond TikTok. This is where now you're thinking about residual income and how do you communicate the value added of what you bring and offering solutions to your audience in an intentional way. Okay. So that is bigger than just going on here and battling or just going on here and going live inconsistently. You want to be consistent. You want to show up for your people, but you want to offer them solutions that is truly authentic to what your brand is and what you're all about. Do you have to have a certain amount of followers to join an agency? No, you got to go. I mean, the agencies are live host agencies, the ones that are part of the Creator Network program for the live area. They are live host agencies. So with those live host agencies, you have to be able to go live. That's the first thing. You have live access, so that's not a problem. The goal is that you're going live. Yeah, great information. This is needed. Yeah, that's it. That's what I'm all about. I want you all to think very intentionally about your goals. Thank you so much, friend. I appreciate that. Heading back to my playground. Thank you so much. Yes, YouTube is Michelle's playground. TikTok streets, she's in these streets. Don't get me wrong, but she loves the YouTube playground. Linda, thank you so much. I see your friend. I appreciate you all. Um, where do you find an agency? Cindy Lou, here's what I would tell you. If you search, I always say go to the search box. Go to the home screen search, and maybe you can search. It's called the Creator Network or Live Host Agencies. Maybe that's what you could search. If you have a specific agency, so when you go to different lives, you can just ask people, like, what agency do you belong to? And see what they come back with. Gravitas is pretty popular. Don't get me wrong. I mean, they've grown. They've grown. They're really big on recruiting. And like I said, I've sent the referral link to people. I think I've started with them in January. So in the 4 months that I've been with them, I might have referred, I think, upwards of 20 people. So they've gotten 20 people from me at least, if not a little bit more. It might be more, like 25 at this point. And so with that, I don't get anything for that. Let me say that. And that 25 people, which is another reason why I'm annoyed. I actually got another bone to pick with them. I'm going to talk about that other bone in a second. But the 25 people, what they do is each month say, oh, if you give 10 or more, or whatever the case may be. Well, those 25 people weren't calculated each month. They were over time. You would think they would be like, okay, girl, you done gave us 25 people. Here's a credit for you, or something that I would get. But no, that's not how they do things. That's a bone I pick with them. Got to pick with them. The other bone I got to pick with them. And again, when you think about an agency, I was dealing with all those banned accounts. I reached out to them to say, okay, what do I do? What happens? How do I get rid of them? I'm not the banned accounts, the imposter accounts. How do I get rid of them? What should I say and do? Like, what happens? Like, what's the process? Tell me something. Crickets. Just block them. I was like, that ain't working. I'm blocked from them. They blocked me. Like, that's not gonna work. Like, what sense does that make? They blocked me. So yeah, so that's another thing. They didn't know what to do. And to me, that's pretty telling. Like, I know I'm not the only one that had that happen. And I'm small potatoes compared to some of the people who were with them. So that speaks volumes. So with that being said, this may not be a referral link that y'all want, but if you want it, you can come back and get it from me. He said, okay, thanks. It's not on sale. How you doing, favorite? How you doing, friend? I see you. You said, okay, thanks. What is that also? What time are you on? Say that again. What time am I on? You said I just checked in again later. Thank you so much, friend. I appreciate you. How you doing? So with that, I missed something. You said, yes, that's what I'm talking about. Absolutely. So yeah, you just got to be careful what you're doing out here and picking the right agency for you. How you doing, Dr. Laura? Thank you so much, Chocolate. I appreciate your friend. So yes. So with that being said, do your homework. As you think about agencies, go on the search bar, maybe ask other live hosts, other agencies they're with. There's quite a few out there. The list is pretty long. And I would say just kind of decide which one works best for you. Thanks for information. Got to get back to work. Awesome. Thank you so much, friend. All right, good friends. Let's do this. I am going to pivot as well because we're almost at 11:10. What is agencies? Those are agencies. TikTok has what's called live host agencies. They're under the Creator Network. When you go live, Miss Baskin, you got live access. Are you going live? So you can work with an agency to help you become a better live host. They give training. So Gravitas has a lot of, I don't want to diminish. They have a lot of great training videos. I use them. So between the Ultimate Branding course, UBC, and UBC was my first training ground on how to be an effective live host. And then it was Gravitas. So between the two of those resources, primarily, I learned the mechanics of coming on live and how to connect with people. Then obviously you watch other people go live and you kind of pick up some tips and strategies and things that they're saying and doing from them. So I've been on these streets too, watching other live hosts and seeing how they operate. But there's videos between both of those resources that break down the TikTok philosophy, understanding the algorithm, and how do you effectively master the algorithm? Because that's what this is. This is a computer. So essentially, as you're saying things, as you're connecting with your audience, you're speaking to them in a very authentic way, but you are saying things that will resonate with them. Things that hopefully between whatever their challenges are, whatever things that interest them, whatever are the things that they're struggling with or they're entertained by, you are knowing your audience. And so TikTok is unique because TikTok will push more people in your room that are essentially saying they're interested in your topic as well and what you're talking about. So the algorithm, when I tell people to have words in their bio, that is a part of it because the algorithm is essentially taking those words, those keywords, and categorizing you through search engine optimization, so SEO. So they're categorizing you to say, okay, you're going to have this type of content, or these are the topics you're talking about. Your content needs to align with that, and then people who are looking for that will TikTok will get in front of them. So people go viral because first of all, TikTok pushes your content out to your followers, people you're following. But then as your followers engage with your content, TikTok will say, oh, well, let me push it out to some other people who have this interest, who may enjoy what you're sharing. Let me push it out to those people. And then those people see it. And then some more people see it. And then they share it out. Some more people see it. So that's how viral happens. But in order for you to go viral, it does start with making sure your audience and who you're talking to is at the center of your content and on your bio. Okay. So agencies, you can research them, but agencies are good with helping you with training in terms of being a good live host. Let me pivot because, like I said, this is my. You said new here. How you doing, Amore? Appreciate you. Thanks. You're welcome, friend. This is what I call my level up conversation, and this is different from my go live with ease because in this conversation I talk about in a very intentional way how you can level up. How do you think about monetizing here? How do you think about making sure you are getting to your target audience? So I want you to be intentional about what you're doing. We just talked about TikTok taking their percentages. I mean, if you're battling, we just learned that it's 70% that they get. But anytime you go live, they get anywhere between 60 to 80%, depending on how long you go live and what new followers you receive. So you want to be intentional about your growth. But as you are coming here, you want to make sure you understand what's your vision, what's your why, and then ultimately who's your target audience, who are you talking to, and then you develop a brand around that. Okay. And so as you're going live, you are talking to those people. How you doing, Bloom? I see you, friend. You are talking to those people. And it's in this live context I say it because that's where people can get to know, like, and trust you. Okay. You can build know, like, and trust in your content. But you just got to be very intentional about what you're saying, who you're talking to. And there's a bit of a repetition that happens in the content because people may see your content one day and not see it a little while longer. They may follow you, they may engage, they may not. So there's something different about the content elements. And so you got to be able to get people right then and there. And ideally, if you build that, look at your title gifter, friend. Thank you so much, Rustic. I see you, friend. So if you build that, that's great because you can get success out of content creation, especially my faceless people. But coming live, people get a chance to get to really know you. Like, you guys see my personality. You see what I'm offering. You can connect with me. You feel like I'm to a certain extent, like, and trust me. I talk about my kids. I talk about my family. I talk about things I'm doing. I talk about my concerns with agencies like Gravitas. I talk about those imposter accounts and being frustrated with that and finally having a win where they're gone, So you're getting to grow with me. You're getting this experience because, again, you're getting to know, like, and trust me. You said, can't say how you doing, Wendy. I see you, friend. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. People coming in getting their points too. And so that's how this live process should go for you, where you're being very authentic and intentional, but you got to make sure you know who you're talking to. Okay. So what I do is, and I'm going to pivot right now because I know I only got a few more minutes to talk, but I'll probably stay on to about 12. But with that being said, I want to make sure that I'm able to support you both here in this space, but even beyond. Okay. So I'm going to walk through my stand store. I have a couple things that I can offer. This is kind of my conversation with you, and I want you to come back. So my people who are new to me, you're seeing me do this because in a way I'm showing you, like, this is what you could, and essentially you could do this with your audience. Not that you have to. Don't try to do what I do, but at the end of the day, make it your own. Just say, okay, here's how I want to connect with my audience. Here's how I want to make sure they're engaging and supporting. Here's the things that I'm doing to make sure that I'm reaching them. And a lot of it is just showing up daily, showing up consistently, being able to be here for them. And then they in turn will support you back. And so we were talking about battling earlier. That's the whole concept there. Like when you battle, you're getting supporters. People are going to come and support you because again, you built that relationship. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to walk you through, and some people have asked me in the past, like, what exactly am I touching? So a couple things. It's going to be a quick learning lesson too for my people in the room. I have my laptop here. I flipped my screen earlier and I shared my laptop. I showed my laptop. We came down to showing you that I'm co-streaming on YouTube. So you saw my YouTube. My laptop is here. I'm on my cell phone. This is my phone. And what I do is click the more button. It has an option for you to flip your camera. So it has an option for you to flip your camera. So I share that with you because people are oftentimes like, what are you clicking? What are you doing? I'm walking you through what exactly I'm doing because I don't gatekeep. I want you to be successful. So when it comes to flipping my camera, I'm going to flip my camera and you guys are going to see my laptop. Okay. On my laptop, I actually have a screen where I'm showing my profile. Now, this is my profile because I have TikTok downloaded on my laptop. The TikTok, essentially the TikTok, what do you call it? Website where you can make it part of their, I guess it's the app. I think that's the word I want to use, but I'm not sure if it's the actual app. But I have TikTok downloaded on my computer. So I logged into, and I'm walking through what I did. I have my Faceless account. It's my original account I started with. Okay. So my original account I started with was Faceless Content. I always tell that story about I was kind of nervous. I don't know if I want to show my face. I don't know what I want to do here. I don't know. I was side-eyeing TikTok trying to figure out what this algorithm's all about. And so because of that, I created that account. So I'm logged into my Faceless account. I'm flipping my camera. How you doing, Gerard? Thank you so much. I'm flipping my camera in the app here, and I'm showing you my Faceless account. And I'm actually logged on my current account on my other account. Does that make sense? I'm on the page for my other account. Okay. So I'm on my Faceless account, but I'm on this account showing you the profile. Thank you so much. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Comment. How you doing, friend? I appreciate you. You said, I'm just going to put commentings. You say good morning. Good morning, all. I appreciate your friends. Thank you so much for coming in. So that's what I said that slowly. And let me know if you have any questions, because I know some of my people who I'm going to talk about my bundle. If you got my bundle, then you already, you should be in my Instagram group. I have over 140 people there now. And I want to make sure we're getting over there and connecting and growing. So if you got the bundle, then make sure. Thank you, Gerard. I wasn't telling you to say good morning, but good morning. I appreciate you. Good morning, Jean. How you doing, friend? And so I want you to get in my Instagram group. So if you are not there, please let me know because I want to put you in my Instagram. My biz, how you doing, friend? I want to put you in there. So message me on TikTok, message me on Instagram is what you really should have done. But message me over there so I can add you to the group. Okay. So that's what I need you to do. So those are my people who got, if you're in the room and you're like, oh, I've never gotten to Instagram. And that's how you also get access to me. Okay. Because I do the group chat over there. So an individual DM. I love the messaging feature. I like how IG is set up so that you can really connect with people. So for that alone is worth it. Okay. Now, IG, I like TikTok better. I like these TikTok streets better, but IG is good. New here from FYP. How you doing, friend? I appreciate you coming in. Miss Biz, how you doing as well? I'm not on your Instagram account. You bought the bundle? You got the bundle? Jane, what name are you under? Send me a message and tell me what name you purchased under. But if you got the bundle, this is for my people who purchased the bundle. I'm gonna walk through the bundle so you guys will see it. 90 more. Okay, you're trying to reach your new friends. That's fine. Make sure you're connecting. Make sure you have a bio M. And M, I would say make sure you have more words to your name so people know who you are. In this room, this is a learning room. So we talk about making sure you are connecting with people who are intentionally going to support you. We don't do the follow and scoop over here in the grow room. This is not a grow room. We make sure we are connected with people. I will later if it's okay. That's totally fine. Yeah. And so I want to make sure people are getting what they need because we want to make sure your community is going to be a community that supports you. Okay. So that's what we do in this room, because I educate people on, no offense, but if you lay down with dogs, you wake up with fleas. So you got to make sure you're getting people who are going to benefit you that are not going to give you fleas. Okay. And especially when it comes to those banned accounts. You don't want banned accounts from TikTok. So I talk about that. I'll talk about that at 4 if I need to talk about banned accounts. Faye, thank you so much for being here. Quality over quantity. There we go, friend. That's it. You got to make sure you have quality friends. So I get it, because I know some rooms you're all about, okay, I need numbers, and I get the numbers. Don't get me wrong. You have goals. Yes, indeed. Exactly, Albert. So you might have goals where you're trying to get a clickable link. That's part of it. Because if you want to be able to show, I'm about to show my stand store. So if you want to be able to have a clickable link where people can click your link and go straight to your website or your storefront, then that's a goal. But you just got to be intentional as you move forward and build your community, because you want people who are going to be interested in what you have to offer. And so that takes a little bit of strategy and time to build the right type of followers, the right type of engagers, the right type of community. So you want to be intentional in that process too. Yeah. Okay. So I walked you guys slowly through what I'm about to do. I'm about to click the more button, flip my camera. We're going to walk through my stand store. I'm going to talk about what's in there. I'm actually going to spend a little bit more time because I'm a little hurried, but I'm not super hurried. So I'm going to try my best to kind of walk you through. And then, like I said, this is how you get access to me. Getting Biz. How you doing, friend? Hello, everyone. How you doing, DJ? Appreciate you being here. Hi, beautiful. How you doing, Thrive? I appreciate your friend, because I want you to be able to do this with your community. Okay. So that's what I'm teaching. It's a teach room. Okay. A learn room, rather. All right. Thank you so much. Look at you celebrating level 6. Awesome, friend. Okay. So I'm going to flip my camera. So if you click my photo, you'll see my mini profile will pop up on the screen. If you click my photo again, it will take you to my main profile. Okay. So good morning. How you doing, GTL? And so I'm going to flip my camera so you can see what I see. You guys should be seeing my mini profile. So I told you again, this is my other page, and I'm on the profile that is for Dr. Lisa Launch Your Income. Okay. So that's what I'm doing. And then I'm going to click my clickable link under my bio. I can click that, and it essentially takes you to my stand store. So you guys see what I'm looking at. I'm walking you through. I want you to understand, how do you do this with your community. I'm going to point out my logo, because I'm going to talk about Canva, because part of my bundle comes with teaching you about Canva, because that's a digital design software. And to be honest with you, it is going to be super powerful, and you're going to need to know how to use it. Okay. So we're going to talk about that really quickly. One of the things that I promote, I'm an affiliate for, is UBC, the Ultimate Branding Course. You hear me talking about your brand. You hear me talking about making sure that you are resonating with your audience. You heard me say, if you talk to everybody, then you're talking to nobody. So you got to be intentional about who you're talking to, and you got to know your audience so that you can really be able to talk to their demographics, their psychographics, meaning how they think, what they value, what they're interested in, and then their pain points, what they're challenged by, what they're struggling with, so that you can say, okay, because of all this I know about you, here's a solution for you. Okay. And so branding, it really sits at that intersection of saying, here's who I am and what I'm all about, and here's how I know I can support my target audience. Okay. So you need to make sure you understand those two concepts. And so the Ultimate Branding Course literally taught me the fundamentals, the necessary pieces of how do you create a strong brand that people will resonate with. Okay. And so UBC, if you are interested in it, you can get the sneak peek. But UBC, they just relaunched their affiliate program. Nice. I love this. You're welcome, friend. Thank you so much. I see you. Steph's Purpose. Appreciate you. You said great information. Thank you so much. Getting it. Yes. I appreciate you being here. Good morning. How you doing, Digital Wealth? And so as you're thinking about your brand and talking to your audience, you want to make sure you're constantly learning and growing in different ways to monetize. So the Ultimate Branding Course, what it does is teaches you about branding, but also teaches you about how to take your brand and get affiliate deals, how to take your brand and get brand deals, how to take your brand and create a membership program for your target audience and for your community, how to take your brand and integrate it in different social media platforms, whether you're talking about Instagram, because they love Instagram, to be honest with you. Thank you so much for the level up cake. TikTok, they have a whole 2-hour program focused on TikTok, 2-hour live strategy program, which is what I told you earlier, which is what I learned a lot about in terms of how to take my brand and bring it to this live host space, okay, live streaming space. And then they talk about, okay, what about YouTube? YouTube, they have a whole 2-hour module on YouTube. I'm actually walking through that module as we speak. That is one of the things that I'm learning and growing. But I said, okay, I'm going to jump in. I'm not going to wait for me to have it all perfect. It's a little clunky and messy, but at the end of the day, I'm here. So I just want you to understand that it doesn't have to be perfect. And you guys know I talk about this all the time. Practice makes progress. You're not striving for perfection. You're striving for progress. And as you move up and grow, you will get better. It'll get easier. It never becomes easy because there are going to be some changes here and there, but it will get better. So I want you to be intentional about your goals. Okay. You and I are, you say you and you and one other are my favorite content creators on here. Thank you so much, Albert. Oh, that was sweet. You said you and one other person. Thank you for that. But yeah, so that's what UBC offers. UBC is not inexpensive. So I say that because I know and it's not for everybody. I say that too because I try to be straightforward. It is a lot. It's almost 54,000 people in the community. The community is community, and there's a lot of people in there, and people all have different motives and interests. But what I tell people is that you get the course to learn the concepts and apply them across different modalities. So when I talk about live streaming, this is live streaming. You are essentially a viewer, but ideally you become a live host. And then when you're doing content, you're a content creator. Okay. So people talk about, well, digital marketing is a scam. The reality is they don't understand that when you do anything digitally, whether you're live streaming or content creation, you are in digital marketing. You are marketing yourself. You're marketing your brand. Okay. So I want that to sit with you because I don't want you to sit back and say, well, I don't want to do digital marketing. You are actually doing it because you're in TikTok or by people who are on YouTube and you're engaging in this process, in this community. Okay. So now you need to know how to do it effectively. That's the question. Are you doing it effectively? Okay. And then when you learn how to do it effectively, how do you maximize there? How do you grow a little bit more? How do you increase? How do you have multiple streams of income because you actually know what's your brand, what's your target audience, and how to resonate with them? Okay. So that's what that's all about. That's my spiel, but I want you all to understand that. And I don't talk about that enough. And I want you to see the whites of my eyes. I don't talk about that enough, and I should, because I actually am not doing you I'm not giving you the best information I could be given if you're really trying to be in this space. Okay. I want you to be intentional about who you're talking to and how do you create a brand around that. Okay. So that's why I made that other subscription plan about the profile review and the live stream audit, because I think those are the things that people are like, oh, I'm not getting engagement. No one's talking to me. I don't know what's happening. Okay. Well, again, you may have to go back a couple steps. Like, what's your profile? What did you say about yourself? You say, how much did you see? I said, get the sneak peek up. Because like I said, it's not for everybody. It's $4.99. They just had 2 sales they ran when they launched as affiliate. So you become an affiliate for them if you purchase it. So you get 85 per commission for resale. I don't talk about that. I didn't lead with that because I'm not a person that says buy a course to sell a course. I say buy a course to learn from the course. And you really only need one course. I'm just going to be honest with you. If you're doing that course correctly and learning from that course effectively. So that to me is like, okay, if I have a course, how do I use this effectively? And then how do I make this course work for me as I'm thinking about other opportunities? Okay. So UBC is a whole lot. I say that from just the community aspect of it. It's over 40 modules. I have 3. You have 3 courses. Yes, you do have 3 courses, my friend. You do have 3 courses. I'm just saying. Betsy, we have to talk. We have to talk because essentially you have the 3 courses, and now it's just like you got to dig deep into each of those courses. Now, the branding course, like I said, I promote UBC because it took me a while to to decide which course to get. And I talked about this previously. I was a person that I have none. You say you have none. You have, well, don't you? You have my mini kit, my bundle. My bundle is a starter kit. That is a course. You got 3 mini courses. I'm going to talk about the bundle in a second because, like I say, UBC it is one of those things where you got to decide if you're ready to do this and do it effectively, at a high level, and how you're going to leverage that course. My bundle is going to say, okay, here's the fundamentals. Here's what you need. This is the starter kit. Because if you're that person, like, I want to come here, I want to make sure I have a product that I'm offering. I'm promoting that to my community. I'm telling them all the great things I have to offer. And here's my thing that I can support you with. That gets you there. That's the mini kit. And I'll talk about the bundle and what's in it. Both UBC and the bundle come with me. I will say that. I come with both of them because I have an Instagram group chat just for my UBC people, because I bought a course from somebody. I bought UBC at $499. I did buy it before they had the sale. They just ran these sales for the first time ever, when they relaunched as an affiliate, and then they did a webinar. They said they're going to do some more in the future. So I don't know when though. So I would say, it's up to you if you want to move forward on waiting or if you want to just jump in. I would say time is money. So you might want to consider starting now if you're in this space. But with that being said, it comes with me because I bought a course from somebody and I never heard from them. She don't even know. She would not even know if I'm a live host. She knows nothing about me. like here's the course, bye-bye. And I don't want to be that person. I want to make sure you're feeling supported. I've sent messages in the group chat to make sure people understand how to leverage UBC. They've had a couple different programs and initiatives that they've done lately. The UBC bot, let me say this, guys, really quickly. Anybody, if that happened to me too? Yeah, it happens all the time. And I'm not that person. Like I said, what you get, this is my brand. This is me. I show up authentic. I show up real. I'm honest. If you ask me a question, I'm going to process things in Dr. Lisa's way. But you know what you're getting. I'm consistent. I'm showing up every day, twice a day. And so if you have questions, DM me, ask me questions. Okay. He said, love it. Thank you with love. And that's it. This is what you get. But I don't want to be the person where you go back and like, I bought that question, but I ain't even know nothing about it. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what's going on. So I did the Instagram group in a way so that you guys can ask me questions. But also I want you to use what's there. So I say this, I just use the UBC bot, that chat GPT bot they have. I'm going to tell y'all people, I think I like it. And so I know a few people bought UBC in the group that's in this group chat. Betsy, I'm going to say that it was good. It was good. So we'll talk about that. I'll put it in the chat. I'll put it in the group chat for you all. But I'm going to say, I think that's a home run on a part. They just launched, when they did their webinar last Saturday, they launched that they have a bot that they created specifically leveraging ChatGPT. And I'm going to give you guys in my group chat for my UBC people, I'll give you a couple prompts I use. So I'll let you guys see that. Yes, what's your early time? You say, yes, my early time. This is my early time, my 10 a.m. Eastern. This is my early time. And then I do 4 p.m. Eastern. But 4 p.m. Eastern, what you guys are getting here, I don't do at 4 p.m. My 4 p.m. is really for my nervous people, my shy people, my scared people, my people who are like, I don't think I can go live, or what's all this about? What you doing? What's going on in the screen? And so I save that for them. And then I have some people who want to know about TikTok Shop and how to get access and also some other tips. So I really focus on their meeting people where they're at in that 4 p.m. so that they feel supported with going live. Here I talk about, okay, you are my people who are like, okay, I'm interested in going live. I want to level. I want to make some more passive money. I want to make the passive money my main money. And so that's where I talk about, okay, here's how you do it. Here's what you need to do. And you got to be consistent and engaging. Thank you so much, Albert. I appreciate it. He said, that's me. You scared, nervous people? Let me know. Let me know which audience you are. He's like, I'm in the 10 o'clock, but I shouldn't be here. How do I upgrade my membership? I extended through October, I think. Your membership for what, Betsy? Let me know what you're talking about. I'm all your people. I'm both sides. You say you both. Oh my gosh, I need the 4 p.m. Your sub membership. Oh, okay, Betsy. I don't know. I think when you click when you click, it's in TikTok, huh? When you click the sub button, it should give you a prompt to extend it. I can't miss a session. You can't miss a session. I know we're meeting tomorrow, friend. We'll meet tomorrow. We'll talk. We'll talk intentionally. I do one-on-ones, and Impress is meeting with me. Impress, you got the bundle, so we'll talk. We'll talk about how you can leverage it. I like Dr. Lisa because of your authenticity. Authenticity. Thank you so much, friend. I appreciate you. Yeah, that's what I do. I don't want you guys to feel as if you're getting hoodwinked and bamboozled, for lack of a better word. But I'm here for you. I can't. I don't want to make you feel like you're getting somebody that's just showing up one day and not going to be here. Really quickly, I was going to tell you about UBC. So Betsy, you made me think of it. You said I learn from both sessions daily. You do. Yeah. Like I said, it just depends on the room and the questions and what people are asking. But I was talking about UBC because I was the person back. I told you I had a faceless account. I kind of walked you through. I'm gonna go back to my stand store in a second, but I kind of walked you through my journey a little bit because I had a faceless account. I was nervous. I was scared. I was shocked. When I tell y'all, your target audience is a reflection of you, it is. You said both sessions are incredible. Thank you so much. Like, I don't want you to miss the fact that when you think about the things you say and do and how you are looking at this situation going live, all the different feelings and emotions that you have about it is relatable. Okay. It will resonate with your target audience. So when I was doing the faceless thing, and I was like, I'm scared, I'm nervous. I don't know if I want to do this. I don't know if I want to show my face. I don't know if I can do that. And then finally I started going to live rooms, and there was a person who said, hey, I did it every day in the month of December. And the payout was good. The payoff was good. And I was like, okay, new year, new me. Let me muster the courage to do this. And that's when I started every day. Y'all seeing somebody who's gone daily over the last 4 months. Missed 1 or 2 days, but not many. But recognizing that it is part of that consistency. Okay. And then when I was faceless, I was going to these sessions. So people don't know it was me in the room, but I was going to these sessions. Like, I don't know who y'all look like neither, but still I had a different name. I didn't have Dr. Lisa Launch Your Income, but I was going to these sessions and I was hearing these courses. And I told you a couple things about my background. My doctorate is in leadership and education, and my dissertation was written on the topic of mentorship. Okay, so that's part of it. So for me, I was really strongly looking at a program where I felt like I was going to be supported, and not necessarily by the person who sold it to me, but by the community, like what's being offered. So that was part of it. Mentorship is really big to me. The other thing is, I say, my other 2 degrees is MBA in marketing and human resources with concentrations. And then my social work, I have a master's in social work. My social work was child welfare. So I believe in the kids, support the kids, but it's also about how do you talk to people? How do you connect with people? And so I bring a lot of that in terms of empathy and helping people understand, and just being able to resonate and relate to people where they're at. And at that time in their life. And so recognizing that was part of what I was looking for in the type of course. So I wanted to know more about digital marketing, because I will say this, if I recognize by being on TikTok or being on any of these social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, any of them, YouTube, I realized that, okay, this is digital marketing. So I knew it had to do with branding. I knew people connected with people because they felt like, okay, this person, whether you're doing a YouTube long form video or short, people stop and look at your content because they like you first. They feel like they can know, like, and trust you. So that's part of it. So I knew this was branding. I knew I needed something that was going to be able to be authentic to my brand and who I was, and help me get that information in a real way so I can use that to understand this digital marketing space. Okay. And so that's why I started going to these different, I was literally going to people's different live streams to figure out what was the course. Because I didn't want a course that was going to tell me about, oh, here's how you make money. Because that's not true. You got to do the work. You're just not going to make money. It ain't that simple. You got to do the work. You got to make sure you are showing up every day. You got to make sure you are connecting with people. You got to make sure that you actually understand the mechanics, but also are showing up in a way that's authentic. And so I knew that was part of it. But really what it was was that I needed a course that was going to say, okay, here's your brand. And then here's how your brand needs to show up in these other spaces. And here's how you here's the mechanics, of course, of how you actually should connect and operate these platforms, these systems. Submit your requests. If you're looking for brand deals, create a media kit. Well, to create a media kit, you got to have metrics that you've created or developed or established essentially on your social media platforms. So then you got to make sure you're doing that work consistently, and then you're showing up in your brand and people are following and resonating. So it's a process. And so I respect the process. I just wanted to make sure I was doing it in a real way that was effective for me. And so that's why I picked UBC out. That's my long answer of why I selected it, but that's what it's done for me. And because of that, I would say if you're going to have a course, you want to make sure you're obviously looking at the materials in the course, but you need to make sure you're doing it in a way that is going to be representative of you. Okay. So really quickly, what we're going to do real quick, I'm going to go back to my stand store. But if you click my photo once, I'm going to go back and talk through this. I was a long spiel for UBC, but if you go back and click my profile once, my mini profile will pop up. If you click my profile again, it is going to take you to my TikTok profile, my main profile. And you should see a screen similar to this. Okay. And so what we're going to do, we're going to go back to my stand store. I'm going to start over. I'm going to do a quick rundown of UBC. If you are interested in UBC, you just heard me talk about it. If you are interested in UBC and you want to just get emails in the future about it, it'll come here. You can get that sneak peek, and it gives you a little bit more insight. And then if you want to get UBC, like I said, I'm an affiliate. If you want to become an affiliate, they give you 85% resale. I tell people that's a perk. I think what's offered in UBC is awesome. I will click it real quick just so you guys can see it. And it comes with me. So this is UBC. So I said it's $4.99. It talks about your brand. This is their affiliate page. It talks about all the people who have gotten it, all the people who are successful with it, all the different modules that are in it. The modules are really helpful. It's about 40 different modules. So you'll see all the different things that are in there. When it comes to funnel building, stand store beacon, all the things that you need. And then it talks about your mindset. That's a huge part of it. When you think about, I told you TikTok, selling on TikTok Live, understanding TikTok Live as another mechanism. There's a 2-hour module. That's the one that I really went deep into. And then it teaches you some other stuff about the other platforms, affiliate deals, business, beauty business branding. They just added Etsy, as well as a newer module on faceless marketing. So all that's in there. So these are different testimonies. Uh-oh, my phone's dying. These are different testimonies from people. Let's see. And then, and so it's in here. So you'll see all this. They do the modules in really short, like 2 to 5 minutes, I guess, videos for you. So it's not overwhelming. You can go back and all that's in here. Okay. They do have Klarna and Afterpay if you're interested in that. And then they have a payment plan too. The payment plan I will be leery about. Actually, they're talking about removing this particular one because obviously, if anything was to happen with the payment going through, you lose access. And and honestly, because I'm an affiliate, there's nothing I can do about it. So I just want to make sure you understand clearly, like, okay, if you did that, what does that mean for you to have full access if you don't continue paying? So I just want to make sure I say that because I don't want people to be like, oh, well, wait a minute. I don't have access. Dr. Lisa, what happens now? And I'm like, I don't know, guys. That's a UBC thing. So just make sure you read all the fine print if you're interested. And then UBC comes with me as a mentor. So if you're interested in it, you will be put in a separate group. We're going to talk over there and connect. But this is what I really promote doing this one. This is a bundle. So I consider this almost a starter kit. So you're like, Dr. Lisa, I'm not UBC ready. I'm not ready for that. I just need to know the fundamentals. I need to understand digital marketing. I need to get all the things that I have in place so I can create maybe a product and I can promote that product, What does that look like for me to do that? That's where the starter kit, it gives you all what you need. I'm going to go over it in a quick second. That is the sale price. I usually change it from 127 to 97. I dropped it down for this particular live only to 57. So you guys get it over 60% off. So it's a great deal. These are the other two products I have in here. If you are interested in getting a checklist to go live, because a lot of my people are like nervous, shy, scared. You're like, okay, what do I do first? And so this tells you in a 3-page checklist what you should do before your live, during your live, and after your live. So I want you to be very intentional about all the things you should be doing. And then you also have, I use ChatGPT, created this ChatGPT guide to help you understand what you should be doing to identify your niche, your target audience, as well as how to create a script. Okay. So that is a 6-step guide on all the things you need to do to go live. Okay. Because there's my people who are like, I don't even know what I would say. Who am I talking to? Who's my audience? So, and then what are the keywords I need to be saying? Because you want to make sure you're saying those words because TikTok is an algorithm. It hears you. So you want to be able to say the things that matter. Okay. Then I offer 101s. So I have a 2-for-1 package in here. I think somebody just got a 101. I was like, I think that number was higher. So I have a 2-for-1 package in here. So if you want to know, and maybe it's like, okay, Dr. Lisa, everything in your store sounds great, but I don't need that. I need to talk to you about my specific issue. I'm here because here's what I got going on. This is where we can meet, and I'll do a business strategy conversation with you. You get 2 meetings for one price. So I do a first meeting is an initial meeting. It is 40 minutes over Zoom. And then we'll do an accountability follow-up meeting in about another week or so, depending on what the topic is. And we'll come back again for 40 minutes over Zoom. So you get 2 meetings. So I want you to make sure you're getting as much as you can from our conversations. So I did 2 meetings there. And then this is for my nervous people, my shy people, my scared people. This is free. Okay. This is my free download. 100% free. You can download it, get everything you need. The sticker's covering up, so I'm going to slide it down. Okay. So get that. This is a mindset book. And so I want you to be intentional about how you are shifting your mindset to be successful. Okay. So you can grab this and download it. This actually, I'm going to talk about real quick. Well, let me do this. This is my checklist. This is the checklist guide. And then I just updated this, and you see where I added, oh, you guys can't see it. It got blurred. Content disclosure. If you see my content on my page, I just talked about the content disclosure. So I added it here because I don't want you to forget doing that. Okay. It allows you to talk a little bit more freely to your audience. And again, representing your brand. So there's probably certain words you need to say or certain companies you're going to talk about. TikTok gets jealous. So I want to be able to talk about YouTube, Instagram. So in this live, and even in my other live, I turn on the content disclosure. So I would tell you to turn it on every time. Okay. This is the other things that are in here. So it tells you what to do before your live, after live. So I want you to be intentional about what you're getting. Or what you're doing rather. And then this is the chat guide. So it's going to tell you how to use ChatGPT in a way to find your niche, how to find your target audience, who are you talking to, what keywords you're using, what are some, if you had an introductory script, not that you're reading a script, but what would you say to your target audience in your introduction? So being intentional about that. And again, I tell people all the time, practice makes progress. So don't feel like you have to have it down pat the very first time. It gets better over time. You become more confident and fluid in how you're saying things. Okay. So the ChatGPT prompts are in here. There's also some engaging questions. Because again, I want you to be intentional about who you're talking to and what you're saying to them. Let me start from the beginning. So this is the overthinking to action guide. So I call this my mindset guide, essentially. It's a goal setting guide, but I really think it starts off with mindset because you guys are sitting in my live and you're like, she's so good. I like the way she does this. I'm going to go live. And then you're going to get off my live and you're going to be like, I ain't going live. That feeling is past. Okay. So That's the mind telling you. Those are the cognitive distortions. Those are the things that saying, I can't do this. I'm not going to be like her. I don't know what to say. All the things we tell ourselves to make sure we don't do and take action. Okay. So this guide is first of all, focus on your mindset. So I actually started with, you said great information, hilarious. It is. It is. And that's what we do. We know we're doing that. There's people in here right now that's like, okay, I'm going to go live. She got me inspired. I'm going to do it. And then you get off and you're like, no, I ain't going to do it now. Feelings past. So, but I want you to tell yourself, I can do it. I am successful. I know how to talk about who I am, or I can do it. I will, I must. All the things that you can encourage yourself by saying, do visualization exercise, inspiring actions. What does it mean to click that go live button? When you click the first go live button, you might have to verify your ID. You didn't even realize you had to do that. So put your ID in, verify your identity, and make sure you're 18 years older. And then what happens when you hit that second go live button? Just start talking. Just say, hello, everyone. This is my first live. I'm going live, and I just want to come and talk to you all because here's my story. So that's how you do it. But a lot of times we overthink things, okay? I want you not to overthink this, okay? What thoughts are you telling yourself? Well, I don't know what I'm going to say. What if people don't show up? What if they show up and they're rude and nasty? All those things could happen. More than likely, nobody will show up the first few lives. You don't get a big audience like that. But over time, as you go more frequently, it gets better. People will show up. People will start supporting you. You will become more comfortable. You'll know what to say. You'll know how to touch somebody's comment and press mute and block if they say something rude. All those things will happen. So you'll get better. Okay. And so recognize when it comes to overthinking, it often is one of those things where you have a pattern. And so we want to make sure that you break that pattern. So in this guide, you're going to see a lot of techniques when it comes to your mindset shift. You're going to see techniques when it comes to relaxation techniques. You're going to see affirmations, creating calming spaces, showing gratitude for who you are and what you can bring. I intentionally put in those techniques because, again, I want you to shift your mindset. Okay. And one thing I have in here also is helping you find hobbies, because a lot of times you're stressed and you're overworked and you overthink because you don't have anything to kind of break up your life. But what I will say is that oftentimes you do have hobbies that you're doing already that would be great for a live stream. So my gardeners, they're a huge population here. That's a huge niche on TikTok, as well as my book talk people, the novelists, the writers, the publishers. They're really big. When you think about my painters, my crafters, my crocheters, they're really popular. The mindfulness people, the yoga people, and then we know the dancers, the singers, the musicians, all those people are popular. So you just got to recognize that you might have a hobby you're doing already that would be great for this space. So in this workbook, you'll work through hobbies and what are you doing currently. But just like I said earlier, where your mind says you are excited about this, you can do it, but then you leave and you say, no, I'm not. A lot of times people do that because they feel like, okay, you know what? I don't have time. They make up all those excuses. I don't have time. I don't have the physical space. I don't have the personal boundaries because my kids, my significant other, all the things we tell ourselves. You say you cannot find their lives, especially yoga and fitness. You need to search, my friends. When you use the search bar, you're telling the algorithm you want to see yoga and fitness. You got to make sure you search. And then under the search feature is also lives. So once you search, see if you can click some of those lives that have yoga and fitness that will be listed. Okay. Yeah. Search there. Try telling the algorithm when you search, you're actually telling TikTok what you want to see. Yeah. And then really quickly to that point, you want to search anyway, because it'll show up in your feed and you want to engage with that. If that's a topic that is going to be part of your live, because I say, that's one of my strategies. I tell people, do your research. So research those other lives, see how they're doing it so that you can bring maybe some tips and strategies that they're doing to your live, especially if that's your topic. And then on top of that, you want to make that part of your algorithm so that you're going to be able to see people who are interested in that topic. Just like you said, you're interested in that. You want those people who are interested in that to come to your live. And so you want to engage with that live that's based on that, as well as engage with content that are based on those topics. Because again, you're telling the algorithm and you're intentionally connecting with people who are looking for the same topics. Okay. So I talk about that at the 4 o'clock a little bit more, just to kind of bring it home, in the sense that those people, that target audience is a reflection of you. So if you have that interest, and they're engaging with content and going on lives with that topic, then you want to make sure those people come to your live and engage with your content. So those are the people you want to connect with. Okay. So really quickly, you want to set boundaries for yourself. And then I go into creating affirmations. I told you there's a lot of positive mindset shift stuff in here. Creating common spaces because you're in a positive mindset. But then you say, got it. Okay, appreciate it. And then thank you so much, Beauty Beat. How you doing? Then your mind goes back to the negative. Okay. And this is where the cognitive distortions pop in, where you're saying, oh, I can't do this. I'm not like Dr. Lisa. I don't know what I'm going to say. I'm not as competent. I'm not as proficient. I failed once. I'm going to fail again. Nothing works for me. This live thing is not, I'm not getting people in my room. Why am I doing this? Those are the things that's going to make you stop. And you got to keep saying, what is your motivation to keep going? Because it gets better. People start coming. You'll see a win. People start connecting. People enjoy your live session because they're there because they resonate with what you're offering, because you found the right community. You found out what to say that is going to connect with them and make them want to come back for more. Okay. So you want to be intentional about that. And then when it comes to identifying those distortions, recognize those distortions for what they are, that negative self-talk. But how do you shift it? How do you shift your mindset? Okay. So this is going to help you work on shifting your mindset so you're not letting that lead how you operate and you don't take action. Okay. So then these are some relaxation things that are in here, because the body does tense up and stress out. So you want to be able to relax and make sure you're doing some things to kind of make you feel a little bit more comfortable and at ease. And then you want to show gratitude for what you can do and what you can say and how you can connect. I think that's important, that you appreciate what you do have. Okay. And then ultimately there's going to be some coping strategies to kind of make sure you keep this at the forefront. And then I want you to start setting goals. Okay. Short-term goals, midterm goals, and long-term goals. Goals that you can do pretty easily. Maybe it's updating your profile and making sure your profile has things in there that resonate with your audience. You said, good afternoon, I'm driving. How you doing, Kim? I appreciate your friend for being here. Be careful. Appreciate you. So your bio might be the first thing you focus on. Thank you so much. And you update your bio. Was this for the shy folks or something else? This is for everybody, but this is for my people who are shy, nervous, scared, my people with a negative mindset, my people who overthink a process, my people who overanalyze. And I say analysis becomes paralysis. These are for those people. This is for my people who are needing a little bit of motivation to say, okay, I've gone live, but now I need to go back live again. Or my people who are like, okay, I keep, not being able to take action. And so I want you to take action. So the midterm goals, I want you to click the go live button and do those first 3 live. You said that's me, Dre. Do those first 3 lives. And then my long-term goals is for my people who go live. And then I want you to go live weekly. And, a couple days a week rather. And then I want you to get to a point where you're going daily. You're going to see the growth. You're going to see the transformation when you go live more frequently. Okay. So let's go back a second. So that's the mindset. It is 100% free. Okay. This is free. So download it. I don't spam you. Actually, I need to maybe do a check-in email soon because I haven't done it in a while. But it is 100% yours. Because what's happening is that we're sitting back waiting to see what happens with TikTok. And guess what? We could have been taking action. We could have been doing this. We got 2 whole months. We can make things happen in those 2 months. We could have had a lot of headway. You figure if I waited to see what happened with TikTok, I wouldn't be doing this co-stream on YouTube. I would be sitting back like, oh, well, I'm just going to wait on YouTube. With me waiting on YouTube, I wouldn't have had an additional almost 100 followers on YouTube if I wouldn't have done this. So that's what I'm saying. You got to get to the point where you're not just waiting and seeing, constantly waiting and seeing, and you're making excuses about life and things and all the things that are creating you to say, okay, I can't. How do you shift things around so that you can take that action? So, really quickly, the bundle, like I said earlier, UBC is a whole program and it may not be for everybody. And that's okay because I do have a solution for my beginners, my people who are trying to do this and want to see results based on their live stream, based on doing something that's radically different than what you've done before, but it still allows you to do it at a pace and with support. Like I said, I offer me as a coach for you to help you. I put you in Instagram. You can direct message me there. I schedule meetings. I have meetings today I need to go to with you to make sure you're successful. We'll talk through it. We'll get to the point where you are actually taking action each day. So that's the goal. So this is actually on sale is usually 127. It's 57 for this live. I'll probably leave it up until about 1 o'clock. But with that being said, it comes with master resale, right? So meaning that if you purchase this, it's 100% yours. You could rebrand it. I actually walk you through how to rebrand it if you need guidance on that. You can rebrand it to your branding, and if you wanted to add it as a product you want to sell, you can resell it. You do need Canva Pro to rebrand and sell it because you need to make it an editable link because I'll click to that in a second so you can see what I'm talking about. But if you just wanted to use the free version of Canva, because you do need to log on, these are all in Canva. The free version of Canva, you can create a product for free, your own journal or workbook or ebook or whatever you need to create. You could do that 100% free and then make that a product that you offer. Okay, so there's a free method that I want you to take advantage of. And if you want to do a more branded resale of this product, then you would have to have Canva Pro to do that. Okay. What this does is walks you through, like I said, many courses. So a digital marketing one-on-one course is 3 hours. So it's going to get you the fundamentals of understanding this business. What are you doing? What is digital marketing? How do you engage? What are some best practices when it comes to creating your funnels or creating email flows or understanding your free, mid, high ticket products? How do you do that? It's going to create the funnel. It's going to tell you the fundamentals. Because a lot of times people are like, oh, I don't know what I don't know. You don't know the terminology. You don't realize that you're actually involved in digital marketing because you have a TikTok account and you're branding yourself and as a content creator, because that's what you are, a content creator, when you post things on TikTok or social or any of the other social media platforms. And then what does it mean to make sure you understand how to effectively brand yourself? Okay. So how do you do that in an effective way? All right. So that's what you're going to do with the branding masterclass. It's a 35-minute class. You can create your brand logo, your font, your colors. And then how do you do it when it comes to learning Canva? Canva has a 2-hour module that you're going to learn how to create products using this software. Essentially, Canva, the free version of it, is very effective. It's great to use, as well as if you wanted to get the pro version, that's another resource for you. And Canva is about to be totally transformed because they're about to add more AI to the platform. So that's about to roll off. They're beta testing some things now. They just had a conference 2 weeks ago and they was talking about it. So the playbook's the next thing. So the playbook is where I literally use the playbook. This is what I tell people to do. I want you to spend week 1 creating essentially your brand. So you're going to do your digital marketing one-on-one course. You're going to do that branding masterclass. You're going to do the Canva mastery. That's week 1 where you create your brand. Week 2, I want you to create your products. So ideally, you're going live each day. Okay. So you're going live each day where you can talk to your audience, connect with them, understand the platform. But you're going to create that your products, whether it's a physical product, digital, consultations, coaching, whatever you're offering, you're going to create that week 2. Week 3, I want you to create your storefront. Okay, so that's what you're creating week 3. You're going to create that storefront so you know exactly what it is that you're offering to your community. So I use Stand Store. That's what we're on right now. You could use, they have a 14-day trial for Stand Store, free trial, that is. You can use Beacon. They have a free product. System.io, Shopify, Etsy. It just depends on what you're offering to your community. Okay. And then week 4, you're going to launch. That's the playbook. Okay. So in a perfect world, you're doing this within the next 30 days. And then you're going to keep doing it and grow and learn how to be more and more effective. Okay. And then there's also 46 ebooks that you can use. And I tell people there's a book that's on ChatGPT and other AI like Midjourney. There's a book on YouTube, Instagram. There's a book on all the different niche ideas out there and product ideas you can bring. So if you're someone in a specific niche and you're looking for a product, there's books that share all the different product ideas you can bring to your live stream. So you want to be intentional about that. The last couple things you get put into my Instagram group chat. So you get added to the group chat. Like I said, it's 140 people over there. We're learning, we're growing. If you've gotten this bundle before and you're not in the group chat, let me know. I want to add you. But at the end of the day, we're building community. People are connecting over there. I did Instagram on purpose because I want us to have a pivot strategy so that we can have another place to go and grow. And then also have it where this whole presentation where I'm going to show you your clickable products is on YouTube as a link that you can connect on. So again, I want you to grow over there as well. So I'm doing this on purpose. I'm giving you all the different ways to kind of do this, and all you have to do is take advantage of it. Okay, and then you get me because I'm in Instagram. We do individual DMs. I send you a welcome message, as well as like I said, I'll add you to the group chat. And if you need to meet with me one-on-one, I meet with people who got my bundle. Okay. So like I said, I have meetings today, but I'm wanting to make sure you're successful. If you purchase really quickly, this is the confirmation page you're going to get. Put my sticker down. Sticker's in the way. So this is the confirmation page that you'll get. You said, I'm going to get on Instagram. I'm going to get this playbook. Yeah, you have to get the whole bundle. But that's what, yeah. If you go now and get the bundle, I'll add you to Instagram once I get off the call. And then put you in the Instagram group chat. Okay. And just let me know if you purchase. And then let me know what name you purchase under so I can make sure I add you correctly. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, friend. So in the bundle, these are the clickable links. You're going to get all this information. These are all clickable links that you get. This is all the stuff you get. Okay. This is what you're getting. And then once you buy on Stan and you purchase, Stan will send you a pop-up screen that says, do you want to download it? People got confused by that. So you can grab it. But the thing about it is you want to make sure that you actually go to your email confirmation, because that's where I tell you to go onto the YouTube page as well as Instagram. Grab this bundle, guys. I'm still going through that materials. Thank you so much, Impress. I appreciate your friend. You said get the bundle while y'all in here. It's so worth it. I appreciate that, friend. Thank you so much. So this is here. So let me do this. I'm gonna click each of the links real quick. I'm gonna spend maybe another. I'm going to do it quickly. I'm going to spend maybe another 5 minutes, only because I have another meeting to get to, but I want to make sure I spend some time here with you all because I haven't done it recently. So what this is, like I said, it comes with master resale rights. I pointed out earlier, if you have the pro account, this is where the edible link comes in. So this becomes yours, but you don't have access to make this an edit template. Okay, where you can rebrand and resell it. So when you click this, you guys can go in and see it. Okay. And so this is 112 pages. And it's a presentation, audio and video. Let's turn it up some. You see presentation in the corner. You're clicking that, and it takes you through the presentation mode. Okay. And so I'm not going to spend a lot of time because, like I said, there's a YouTube video that walks you through. But essentially, it takes you through the digital marketing for beginners. It's a 3-hour audio and video course. This is my branding, so you can go ahead and take your branding, put whatever you want to make it the right course for you. Okay? And so this is where you get mindset, and then it takes you to the other stuff about helping you understand what exactly is digital marketing and how do you create a business model out of this. for yourself, the right type of business model for yourself. Okay. And so I'm going to escape. And so 112 slides. It teaches you all about it. It's 3 hours. I tell you, it's a mini course. UBC, like I said, is 40 hours. That's the bundle. This is the bundle. Yep. So all this comes in the bundle. I'm clicking these links. So when you buy this is all the bundle. And then, like I said, you get me, you get put in my group chat. All this comes in the bundle. Okay. So like I said, this is my starter kit. So these are people, if I told you UBC was not for everybody, it's a whole lot. It is great. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to diminish UBC. I think it's amazing. But sometimes people need just to kind of take baby steps, get the starter kit, get an understanding of what's happening here, and then use this to kind of create what you need. So this is where branding, like it says, your branding is fundamental. So you need to build your brand. Okay. And so in Canva, it teaches you, so this is all in Canva, but it teaches you how to create a brand that makes sense for your audience when it comes to your brand colors, your font, and then ultimately your logo. If you have the pro account, you can actually get and not be overwhelmed. Yes, and not be overwhelmed. Yeah, UBC can be a little bit overwhelming. Yeah, yeah. It can be a lot. That's why I said it's a lot. There's a lot in multiple ways. But yeah, this is it's self-paced. So it's nothing major. You don't have, a lot of people. And you have me. You have me to help you. And you're like, okay, Dr. Lisa. And I'll tell you right now, I'm going to open up my group, my Instagram, and I'm probably going to have a good 6 messages from different people because you get access to me where you can say, okay, Dr. Lisa, I got through this part. What do I need to do now? Okay, Dr. Lisa, I'm trying to understand how to set up my stand store. What do I do from this aspect? Okay, Dr. Lisa, what is a good product that I can offer? I'm trying to make sure that I'm doing the right freebie, or what does that look like? That's where you need that person. And like I said, I'm part of a couple different mentorship groups, but I recognize that you need to know what you're doing. And if you don't have somebody you can go to ask that mentorship is critical. How you doing, Brenda? Thank you so much for being here. And so this is the Canva Mastery. Thank you so much, Treya. You're going to edit this. And then now this tells you about Canva. 2 hours and almost 5 minutes of content learning about Canva. Okay. So that's what's being offered here. So you understand how to leverage Canva. And like I said, Canva is about to take it another notch. I think they're rolling this out before the year's out. It's being beta tested. But essentially, how you doing, Vibe Wellness Woman? How you doing, friend? It's being rolled out later this year where you'll be able to do coding on Canva. Canva's going to have its own AI. So literally, you're just going to have to type in a good prompt and have it produce what you need it to produce. Okay? Is this on your link? I came in late. I am part of this beta test. Are you part of the beta test? I missed out the beta test. I did the conference online, and I didn't go back in time to click the envelopes to get the beta test, get in the beta test. You got to tell me how it is, Vibe Wellness. You got to tell me how the beta test is going because I was so impressed. I was blown away. You said you can't grasp. Oh, it's easy. Canva. I'm gonna tell you this, Miss Baskin. Canva so this is gonna teach you 2 hours of Canva. So I'm gonna tell you that much. But at the end of the day, Canva, if you know how to use it and you search for your prompts, you're just dragging and dropping. A lot of it's dragging and dropping. And then they do have the Canva. It's amazing. Yeah, I can imagine. What I saw online, I was kicking myself. I had a good friend reach out to me, and I had done it. I did the conference, and obviously I forgot because UBC was launching this stuff, so I totally walked away from it. And she talked to me. Was it Saturday? I was speaking with her Saturday, and she said, "Hey, did you go get it?" And I said, "No." I said, "Let me go back now," and it said I was too late. I was bummed about that, but what I saw online was so impressive. It was really impressive. So yeah, Canva is user friendly. You just have to, obviously there's a little bit of a learning curve, but for the most part, once you get the hang of it, it's a quick learning curve. I'll say that much. But what they're about to do now, when they roll out all their new enhancements, it's a game changer. I mean, you literally just need to do a good prompt, and what you want to design is going to be there. Yeah. Okay. The next ebook is the playbook. So the playbook is here. And The playbook is like what I shared with you earlier. It's going to run down each week what you should be doing each week to make sure you're up and running. Okay. Ideally, like I said, you are going live, you are connecting with your audience, you're doing all the things, but I want you to each week you got homework. You're doing this. You're making sure you're creating your brand. You're making sure you're talking to the right audience. You can use AI for that. Let me be clear about that. You don't have to sit back and think about this on your own. There's ChatGPT, there's Copilot, there's Gemini. There's so many different AI out there. Thank you so much, Wellness, Live Wellness Woman. There's so many different AI out there that you don't have to overthink this thing. That's what I'm telling you all. The tools are here for us. We just need to leverage it. And you just need to have a good prompt. I mean, that's the other thing. Just come up with a good prompt to make sure you know who's your target audience, you know who you're talking to, and then essentially you know how to brand yourself. Okay? How you doing, Gerard? Thank you so much. And then you have week 2, I want you to create your products. So when you go through the mini course, it's going to teach you everything you need to know. I'll say this playbook is 63 pages. Really, the playbook tells you everything you need to know. The mini courses are really supplemental because you could do the cheat code and just come straight to this playbook and just read this playbook because it's going to walk you through what you need to do. But I think the mini courses give you a lot of context that maybe the playbook's not going to give you. Okay. So hearing it multiple times, different ways is going to be effective, especially for my beginners. Like I said, this is your starter kit. So if you think UBC is kind of like the Cadillac, for lack of a better analogy, this is where you're getting your nice, dependable Toyota. So this is what this is I'm doing for you. This is where you're learning how to do this effectively. That's what the bundle's offering. When it comes to your week 3, I want you to do your storefront. I want you to make sure you do your email flows, all your back-end systems, add your products. And then week 4, I want you to launch. Okay. So launching means that you ideally you're going live, or in your content, you are taking people through that journey. So your content is able to speak to, here's how I got here. Okay. So again, that's what this program is teaching you and in the bundle. And then finally, yes, very digestible. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And then finally, you have what's called my launch profit pack. So essentially, these are about 46 ebooks. These are all the ebooks. You have access to these. These are what I call private label rights. So I want you to read through the materials of how do you use these. But essentially, these are all clickable links. These are all yours. It's going to be about 7 pages. It's 8 pages. 10 pages in total. But I think 7 of them are clickable links. Okay. So this is where you're going to go in and get different things. I'm going to click the ChatGPT. Well, I like the mindset one. I'm going to click this one real quick. Just real quick. And I'm going to get off in like 5 minutes only because I need to grab lunch before my 1 o'clock meeting. And actually, I wanted to post content. But I point this out because I want you all to see all the different images that are in here. These are 100% yours. So if you wanted to use one of these images and put it on your ebook or change it, that's totally yours. You can totally take any of this and make it part of your branding, make it part of your content creation. It is yours. The other thing I point out is the mindset stuff. Because again, I want you to be in the right mindset for this. So this book, all the books that are in here are good, but I want you to make sure you're thinking about this from an entrepreneurial mindset. So I show this because it's in there for you, and I don't want you to miss out on some gems. Okay. Let me go back here. The other thing I show in this particular live is chats. There's another guide in here that has 23 pages of leveraging chat. So my people who are like, okay, what is this chat thing I keep hearing about? Or how do I use it? How do I do this? How you doing, Dion? How you doing, friend? I see you coming in. Thank you so much for being here. I want you to leverage this resource because, and it may not be chat for you. You might like Copilot. You might like Gemini. Gemini I like for like my professional emails. I think it's a little bit more concise. I like chat because it gets to chatting. Okay. That's in the bundle. Yes, Impress, this is all yours. Yes. I'll talk to you on Friday. I know we're meeting. But yeah, this is all in there. And so you didn't watch my video. That's what happened. You didn't watch my YouTube video. But yeah, this is all in here. Yep. This is 100% yours. I'm missing out on some good gems, some gems. Yes, it's all yours, Dion. I know you got it too. So yeah, go ahead and use what's in here. I don't want you guys to be reinventing the wheel. There's all these example prompts in here. And like I said, you just need to know how to take a prompt and make it your own. You know what I'm saying? So if you know your target audience, if you know your brand, when you get a prompt, you just make sure you infuse that into it so that the prompt speaks to your audience, to your brand. Okay. Oh, sweet, look at me set the shop. I did. My brain must be tired. I got you, friend. Yeah, so take this. There's a brainstorming prompt in here. There's a content creation prompts. There's prompts on copyright. So all that's in here for you. So I don't want you to overthink this. Okay. And then, like I said, with this particular bundle, you get me. So even if you're like, okay, Dr. Lisa, how do I do this? I'll meet with you, or we can do something even in the Instagram DM. We can go back and forth and chat there, or we can meet and I can walk you through the process. Okay. I like Instagram because just like I'm talking here, you don't see my face. I do a voice memo and I just kind of share a quick little response for you to have that information. But the other AI is in here is Midjourney. That's the photo, stock photos. Like I said, beginner to YouTube. That's in here. Instagram, storytelling. Yes, thank the Lord. You are a gem yourself. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And then all the different product ideas and content ideas. And then you have another page that is going to walk you through the money mindset, email marketing ideas, investing for beginners, print on demand businesses, ultimate vendor list, influencer marketing for beginners. So if you're trying to be an influencer of some sort. So yeah, that's it. This is all in here for you. So, and then I tell people, these are clickable links on your niche. Okay, so I'm gonna click one. Let me do one. My crafters. I usually do my fitness people, my mental health, the spiritual people. There's the home and lifestyle people. I'll do the children one in here, hobbies. I'm gonna do health and fitness just because that's the one that popped up in my face first. And then these are product ideas, digital product ideas in particular. So this is 21 pages that's telling you different products you can do. Okay, you could create planners, ebooks, sheets, guides, workbooks, all the different things. So if you want to do a fitness progress sheet and you're doing the health and fitness work, CrossFit worksheet, what does it mean to do a fitness challenge sheet or a swim and workout plan? Okay, these are all the different things you can create based on the different niche ideas for nutrition, health, and fitness. Okay. So you have the keto diet planners, your vegan meal planners, your vitamin and supplement logs. So if your live stream is talking about any of these topics, bring a product for people to get. This could be a quick free product. Do you get a one-on-one with this? You do. You do. So like I said, what I do is try to support you. And I'm trying to, you're gonna hear me talk real talk. Hold on one second. Let me flip my camera. Because the group is growing, I have 140 people in the group chat. I have over that that have purchased. And people are kind of moving. Some people are moving faster than others. I'm actually about to create a more substantive coaching and membership plan. So that's what I'm doing, where you can get a little bit more access to me because you are moving at a different pace. So that's one thing. But my people who are new and needing support, I recognize who my target audience is. And there are people who are beginners. And so I do meet with you. I met with Dion. I'm meeting with Impress. I met with many of the people in this room. So so I don't mind meeting with you. Sultry Nana, I met with so many different people. So yes, you do get one-on-ones. Now, will they be consistent one-on-ones? Probably not, but it will be a one-on-one to get you started. And then, like I said, I like Instagram because you can do that quick voice memo. And if you have a question, I can just answer your question. Yeah, so that's another way I can do it. Wow, that's incredible. I really need a whole month of my time. You're correct. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, yeah. Yes, your motherhood is vastly multiplied. It is. My beginner babies. Oh, I appreciate you too, friend. Good afternoon, layovers and lattes. How you doing? Will you eventually teach coaches coach? Yes. What do you mean? Yes. 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 Almost like a teach the teacher type program. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's ultimately what I want to get to. And so when I say coaching, I want to coach people so that they can be successful. So my UBC people, the idea, let me say this out loud. So I have my Launch Your Income group. That's the one group with 140 people. The UBC group is a smaller group because it just relaunched as an affiliate program. I think there's 16 people over there. With that particular group, I want to get to the point where people are really hitting the ground running, where they're not waiting. They're essentially, you bought a pretty expensive course. So I want you to use the course. I want you to get your brand together. I want you to do that. So we're going to get to the point where we're doing some stuff over there with that group too. Miss TLC, I see you, friend. So that group, I really want you all to be able to say, okay, I have this course. How am I leveraging it? How am I talking about this? How am I being intentional with, if you want to be an affiliate for them, that's fine. Or if you want to think about all the things that's in there, affiliate deals, brand deals, thinking very intentional about YouTube, social media, and making sure you're growing those platforms. I want you to be successful. There's no reason why we're sitting back waiting and watching other people and we're consuming information. It's time for us to curate. It's time for us to do the work. And so I want to make sure everybody's thinking intentionally. So that's why I'm doing it. I'm showing up. I'm trying to be a hopefully a role model to a certain extent. And then as I do this more, you guys can see, okay, oh, let me do what she did. And then we meet and talk about it too. Okay. That sounds great. I know about Instagram. Yes, that's it. That's it. You guys, that's it. Yeah, you're still on. I'm back. Hey, I'm about to get off though. How you doing, Social Nana? I'm blessed to be part of your team. Oh, appreciate you, friend. I appreciate that. So yeah, so a lot of that is part of what needs to happen. And I know, like I said, I know my friends who have bought courses already, and you guys are like, okay, how do I do this? How do I sell? So that's what I want you all to be effective at, taking it to the next level. Okay. It doesn't have to be where only one person's winning, we all can win. So that's what I want to see happen. And I want to be there for people. And, obviously it takes action. It takes a lot of behind the scenes planning and prepping. You said that's what I need. Okay, that's good. That's good. So I will say this, the bundle gets you all of this. That's the bundle. If you're somebody who already got stuff underway and you're doing things, maybe it's just a consultation. That might be the first step. So it just depends on what you're looking for. You most definitely are a role model for showing the best way. I appreciate it. Technically, do you really need two courses? Technically, do you really need two courses? Is that what you mean? The beginner course of the UBC? Let me say this, Mariette, so you are right. Let me say that. You don't need, if you're somebody who really want to hit the ground running, then UBC is probably the course you need, because it's going to give you all the extra stuff when it comes to, okay, how do I get on YouTube? They walk you through the whole YouTube banner and getting things together. They tell you about, walk you through creating content, Canva, creating digital products. It's in there. There's 40 modules. So UBC is probably the gold standard of what you need to get going. My bundle is essentially the starter kit. And that's the way I would phrase it. So my people who are like, okay, I don't want to pay that much for a course, first of all. And I don't want you to pay that much for a course if you're not going to use it. That's the second of all. Because I don't want you to say, okay, well, Dr. Lisa, I ain't never even opened up the course. I don't have time. Then no, that's probably not what you need to do. What is the we? What's the we? WE. I don't know what the WE is. What's the WE? That is some great information. You're welcome. Thank you, Cindy. And so you said, what is the we? We? We is me and you? What do you mean? But I don't want you to pay that much for a course if you're not going to use it. So when you think about the bundle is a little bit more digestible. However, if you feel like you're going to be in this space and you're going to be doing this work, then I mean, you may want to think about, okay, what are the other things I need to think about to be successful? So I have somebody who bought the bundle, and she's starting to think about brand deals. She's thinking about brand deals. She got 2 brand deals. Now that I say that. And so we're talking about now, what do you do with that? How do you create now a media kit? Now UBC shows you and has a template for you, but you can do a media kit out of Canva. So that you already have it. So I don't gatekeep. So I tell you, if you have resources, just leverage your resources. The problem is we don't know what we don't know. Okay. You say she's phenomenal. Thank you. So and we don't know what we don't know. And so where UBC teaches you the stuff that you don't know. So I think that's easier to explain. Like you can go there and I can easily tell my UBC people, here's where you need to go for that module. Or have you used the UBC bot? Have you know what I'm saying? So I can do that because you have access to the information. You have access to that resource. But you can also meet with me and I can say, here's how you can think about doing this in a different way. Maybe use the chat GPT and use these other ways of doing things. So it just depends on what you're trying to achieve. I think ultimately you need somebody who's a mentor. I think that's the main thing. I need to bundle in weekly one-on-ones through the 5-week scare. You said I need to bundle and weekly one-on-ones. I'm gonna be your accountability person. Oh, DWA. I did research. DWA. So let me say this real quick, Mariexa, because I gave this. I don't know if you were still on when I said UBC is how I picked. I picked UBC because of the branding element. DWA and UBC are, I'm going to say, friendly competitors. They're friendly competitors because essentially they launched within, I think, 2 weeks of each other, their affiliate programs. And they actually were shifting to affiliate and going through the same process around the same time. So they started consulting with one another on things that they didn't know. Again, you don't know what you don't know. So as they were doing this affiliate switch, they were talking quite a bit, and they actually co-led a meeting because UBC does weekly meetings. So they co-led a meeting just talking about their transition to affiliate. UBC is centered on branding. DWA is centered on other streams of income and a little bit of branding, very little. And in my opinion, from what I've seen and heard, to the point where you really are not able to truly execute because you have not established a strong brand yet, and you don't understand your branding. So people are missing that piece, and so people are essentially just selling a course, buying a course to resell a course, as opposed to being able to leverage the course. And people do that. I mean, that's a thing. I'm not knocking the hustle, but at the same time, I'm one of those people where if you're going to use something, use something. You said, thanks for your encouragement. I did my first 30-minute live yesterday. Look at you. Where's my sound effects? Hey, friend, we need to do another 101. How you doing? It's been a minute. We need to get back together again. I'm happy you did. How did it feel? Let me know how it went, friend. Yes, thank you so much, God girl. I appreciate you. How did it go for you? And so I'm happy you were able to do that. The solving mom. Thank you so much, friend. You said, took me a couple of weeks to get up the nerve. I know it did. But you were a natural. I don't know what the delay was. I know you're going to be a not natural. So that's awesome, though. You finally did it. Okay. Wednesday balancing, what exactly is that? Banding? So what did I say that again? Wednesday banning. What exactly is that? Banning. When did I say that, Leanne? You're making me think about the banned accounts. Is that what you're saying? Banning. I'm trying to think about, what did I say? Did I say something recently? My mind went to banned accounts with the on your friends and followers. Branding yourself. Oh, okay. Let me go back to your question. Let me say, when say branding, what exactly is that? When you brand yourself as a way of making sure you're, who you are, what you're all about, your values, that they're clarified in who you are and what you're about, and you're able to resonate to your target audience. So when I talk about my brand, let me just give an example. My brand, part of it is my logo, Launch Your Income. So I talk about that. Part of my brand is also branding myself as Dr. Lisa. So I talk about my PhD and me being an expert, and branding myself as a professional, and branding myself to my audience that are also professionals. A lot of times women between the ages of, I'm going to say 35 to over 70, and being able to connect and relate to them, being able to speak to people with authority and confidence. That's part of my brand, but also being relatable. being that person that can say, I was nervous, I was scared, I was shy, I'm introverted. I mean, I think I'm introverted, but I am introverted. And then being able to be seen as someone who can support and educate you. So that's part of your brand. So your brand is something where your audience sees that. He said, I'm over 35. I know. I said, that's why I said 35. It's about 70, maybe even over 70. I don't tell this often, y'all, but look here. I think I'm 35 in my head, but I'm about to be 50 next year. So at the end of the day, hey, it's all relative. It's just a number. But with that being said, just being able to be authentic and relate to people. So your brand matters, but you need to know what your brand is. Okay. And so there's a couple different cheat codes out there. Chat GPT is one of them. So as you think about, I do a prompt in my 4 o'clock. I use that brand. 50s and fabulous, ma'am. Yes. Thank you so much. You said cutie pie. Thank you. Looking good. Yes. Hey, I know my audience because of that. Like I know us as we're trying to navigate this space. And when this space is not necessarily always friendly to us, but we're here, we're doing it. You say yes. Thank you so much. So here's the cheat code on brand. I'm just gonna give this cheat code real quick. ChatGPT. I did it. I think I did it one time. Maybe I'll bring that up. I'll talk about chat at my 4 o'clock. I think I talked about it once. She said, "Okay, Dr. Lisa, welcome me to the club. Welcome me to the club, the 50 and older club." I got another year, y'all. I got a whole another year. Yes, we know our people, don't we? We know them. Great day, everyone. How you doing, Nadia? How you doing, friend? Oh, yes, yes. I got another year. I'm still in the 40s, okay? Okay, real quick, cheat code. Cheat code really quickly is ChatGPT. It's beautiful here. It is. I know it is. I'm embracing it, y'all. I'm embracing it. Listen at her. Another year. Um, that prompt I give all the time is 2 to go for me. I turned 48 this year. Do you? I turn 49 in July. So when I say 50 next year, I'm still technically 48 right now. Thank you so much, friends. So ChatGPT, when I put that prompt where it says, help me brainstorm my target audience, I say my niche, my topic, my keywords, and my target audience. And in my target audience, I want to know their demographics, their pain points, and the psychographics. I then go back to Ms. Baskin, what day? 21st, 21. Yeah. 21. Yeah. Yeah. So, and then I go back to I asked the question about my live stream. So, that's a prompt that I use. And then I ask, based on what comes out of that niche question, because I say, give me 5 examples. And so maybe I use example number 3. We'll see that. So maybe I use example number 3. Then I ask for a live stream. For my live stream, I want to know how to do a 30-minute live stream. That's the second prompt I use. And based on niche number 3. So I'm still using that particular topic, that niche, for my target audience. So that's the second prompt. The third prompt that I've done before with the group, I see you out. Thank you so much. The third prompt that I use is saying, okay, now write me a brand. Give me an example of a brand. And I say 3 usually. I say, give me 3 examples of a brand for this target audience. That includes a name for my brand, a logo for my brand font, brand colors, brand tagline, brand slogan, all the things that you will use to help resonate with your brand. And so what chat actually gives you is your whole brand board. It tells you, here's all the things you need to know and do for that particular target audience and how you want to show up. Okay? Because if you know your audience, because I just asked chat, what's the pain points, what's the challenges, pain points, psychographic, and demographic. So if I've done that for my brand, I know my brand, we're not inspired by little trends and stuff. We didn't come here for that. You know your audience. We came here because we're trying to monetize. We want to figure out how to do this and be successful. We're probably trying to, when you think about pain points, we're probably overworking because we've been working a long time. We've been raising kids or supporting, our parents or been in maybe multiple relationships. We're doing all the things, and now we're wanting to do something for ourselves. So self-care is a priority. Being able to speak to how do you do something that will give you freedom and independence from all the things that you've been doing before, but also not necessarily here for the fun and games. We ain't worried about dance trends. We're not worried about catches hashtags and all this stuff all the time, but we are being very intentional about who we're talking to and what we're talking about. So that's important. So you need to know your brand too and know your target audience. Okay. Amen. Amen. Exactly. So he said, I learned about snapping. What does that mean? I appreciate that. He said, so yeah, can you repeat those 5 things again for our brand? You said the 5 things. So you can ask, so really quickly, so this is a quick prompt that you can use. And I'll do this at my 4 o'clock. Maybe I'll take it to that level at my 4 o'clock too. Because like I said, I only did it one time, but I can kind of work through that for you all. But I would say after you've done those other prompts, because chat already gave you all that other information. So after you've done those other prompts, you can then ask it to give you a brand. So write me a brand, or I say 3 examples. Write me 3 examples for a brand that will resonate with my target audience, and include in the brand my name. So some names for your brand, my names for your brand, my logo, my font, colors, brand fonts, the tagline, and maybe a slogan. And it will give you a descriptor for your brand, essentially for your brand board, for your brand. Yeah, for your audience. So it'll do that. But again, those other 2 prompts kind of help you distill what's your niche, who's your target audience. Those first 2 prompts is what you kind of need to guide that last prompt, because then you've kind of said, okay, I want to focus on niche number 3. Well, niche that first prompt got you to niche number 3. And then you want to say, I want to do an outline. He said, I want that on Insta. Yeah, you could do that on, what are you talking about? You want that on Insta? Like I need to put that on Insta? Is that what you're telling me? Let me know if that's what you're saying. Is this in the bundle? No, this is Dr. Lisa. Now this is where you get me. That is not in the bundle. Not what I just said. No, that's like an evolved prompt that I've done. Yeah, that's me. So you get me for that. And like I said, I do bring it to. I don't gatekeep, so I tell you guys that when you guys come to my live, I end up sharing all types of tips and strategies. So yeah. So let me know if there's any other questions, guys. Hold on one second. Thank you so much, Ultimate Dr. Lisa. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Dion. You're so sweet. Appreciate you. Since you got me to reopen Insta, I did. You said I had not reopened Insta. Yes. Insta is it's not TikTok for me. It's okay. I don't like it as much. I like the behind systems. Like if TikTok could bring what DMs and group chats and all the stuff that Insta has. I mean, if it wasn't for TikTok being in this limbo stage, I think I would just be riding with TikTok. But I have to think about you got to diversify. Okay. Diversify across the other mediums. You actually need to diversify anyway. I shouldn't joke about the TikTok thing, but you got to diversify anyway. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Fred. You got to diversify, but at the same time, there's a lot of magic happening here. Also on YouTube, I should represent YouTube well too, since I'm co-streaming right now. Yeah, I mean, right now we're dealing with a whole extension. Yeah, I'm riding this train and see where it happens. Exactly. That's it. Exactly. Yeah. Thank you so much. I see you. I have to follow through. That's it. Since yeah, I mean, that's the thing about it. I'm here and I'm like, okay, I want this to, I'm going to be freezing every few seconds. Yeah, it's cold. I'm in Florida, so TikTok doesn't TikTok. Yeah, but I like this platform better. I like the live stream feature better. I like everything about what TikTok has to offer, even the content. The content creation and the way you do things over here, I like it better than Insta. But I like the group chat and I like the voice memo. I like all that. That to me is next level. That allows you to create a community, you know. You said it's 74 in North Carolina. Me too. Dr. Lisa. Exactly. Exactly. Thank God for you because I wouldn't have this old slow head trying to do both. You said I'm inspiring folks, huh? So many Black people in Florida now. It's a diverse community. I'm gonna say it's diverse. It's diverse. It's very diverse. I live in Orlando, so I lived in South Florida for a while, which is very diverse. But yeah, it's pretty diverse. All right, good people. I do have to leave because I have a 1 o'clock, and I was supposed to be off here by noon because I was trying my best to make sure I got something to eat. And so my day yesterday was back to meetings, and I really felt like I was not being the most productive because I was playing catch up all day. And while I wasn't even playing catch up, I was behind constantly throughout the day. So with that being said, I do need to make sure I do something. I need to post content. I was actually like 75% ready to post a video. So I think I was going to try to use this time to do it, but I had not. I don't know if I'm able to post in 10 minutes. I don't think I'm gonna be able to finish. So I may have to push it off a little longer. Doc, how you doing? Thanks for your help. You're welcome. You're welcome. I just left Florida back in New York. Really, really. I'm Tallahassee. Okay, hey neighbor. Hello, TT. Will keep you in these streets, don't they? TikTok has me in a chokehold. That's what people say, a real chokehold. Well, and then when I come off, I'm in meetings. Thanks for your great information. I'm here for you all. Like I said, I'm meeting with somebody at 1 from here. That's my 1 o'clock. So I appreciate you all. I'm here for you. Eat and drink your water. I know I do need to get my water. That's what I'm about to do now. You know, you're not supposed to drink water on here, so I got to do it now. I follow. Well, thank you for squeezing in. Oh, it was worth it. You know what? You weren't a squeeze in. My day got bad. You were appropriately scheduled. It was just the way the day transformed. I was like, oh my gosh, I had to try to fit it all in. So, and yeah, so it's me. It's my time management. That's what I'm learning. You're always amazing and beautiful. Thank you so much. Yes, I can't imagine being you. Absolutely eat and drink. Self-care queen. Appreciate you. Yes, I appreciate all of you. And Nadia, it was great connecting with you yesterday. And so I'll be back at 4 p.m. Eastern. If you want to grab the bundle, grab it now. I'll probably keep it up since I'm not getting off until 1 almost. I will keep it up to about 2-ish. I'm trying to my best to take it down before 2. But go ahead and grab it. If you have it and are not in my Instagram, please send me a DM. Let's start connecting. I don't want you to feel like you're on an island by yourself. I want you to open what you got. I want you to take action. I did the mindset guide on purpose for free because I don't want you to feel like, oh, I got too much going on and I don't know how to stop that. I want you to take action. I hope I can't catch it. I can't catch you. Um, you can catch me. I'll be around. I'm in these TikTok streets every day. But yeah, take action. Make sure you're able to be productive, and definitely send me a DM on Instagram or even on TikTok if you have a specific question or need. I will schedule appointments if we need to, so we can make that happen. Yes, I can't get you. Awesome, awesome. And so we'll definitely connect. Okay. So I appreciate you. Take care, everybody. Bye bye. And YouTube, thank you so much. I appreciate you all here staying with me. Thank you so much, my friends. I didn't have it on the camera most of the time because when I'm showing the stand store, it covers. So please go to the stand store, see what's there. It's also available to everybody here on YouTube. I appreciate you all for being here. I don't want to miss out on my YouTube people. Have to run. Thank you so much, Michelle. I appreciate you being here and supporting throughout the time. And let me know if you have any questions. All right, friends. Take care. Bye bye.